I'm sorry. Continue.
We're gonna let everyone introduce themselves. We have some amazing guests lined up. So, going from, oh, okay. Let's see. Going from right to left. Nick, you want to go first? Rhetorical question.
Oh, hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Sans Undertale. How are you doing today?
You want to tell us a joke?
My YouTube channel.
Relatable.
Anyway, how's it going, everybody? I'm Nick Nitro. I'm, I guess, the rogue, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I make music. Boom, done.
Easy, short and sweet. We love it.
Can I, Sans? Can I gnaw on your ribs?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
I
It's
do-
just
2
a
seconds
stim.
in, and we're already going to the bone zone. Let's go.
We do love the bone zone.
Okay, who's next?
I hate it here.
Good.
All right, yeah. Can you, Fredo, you want to introduce yourself?
If you would like. Hi, I'm Frederick Knutson, better known for my YouTube series Down the Rabbit Hole, but I also do some of this action. I am here today playing. Oh, should I introduce my character?
We'll do that.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, we'll do that as we're introducing the characters, as like in game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Awesome. And
Oh, I should I should say, right, I am a part of Merryweather Media's Astroline VTubing agency.
that will be. Yeah, I was about to.
That would
I was
probably
like,
be
we're
kind
definitely
of
forgetting
important.
something here. But yes, awesome. And next we have Non.
Con Pappy, Con Nine. I am very much a human rabbit girl VTuber with the name of Non-Anon. Yes. That's
At some point in there, you just started saying words.
I understand you perfectly. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
You understanded her perfectly.
that would be
was the
why.
joke.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's what understand
you.
with 2Ds.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a specific kind of brain worm I need to understand what's happening in front of me?
Bro, you just need to be based. That's
Yo,
all.
I'm gonna
I
say is that Frederick just unknowingly foreshadowed like this entire session.
Yeah.
That's, I,
Holy, wait a minute. We get to be like, we get to meet a presidential candidate in here?
Whoa.
Damn.
All right, read it. Why did you?
Oh, hello. Hi, everyone. I'm Idol to give you the wings to fly, Cyber Angel, Vita Kamistino at your service, and very excited to be here. Woohoo!
Yeah.
So, for anyone who doesn't know, we are playing the system known as Shadow of the Demon Lord, also known as the Better D&D. And for anyone who is unaware of what a TTRPG is, think of it as a world has been created by a DM or GM. Currently myself, and the players here are going to get to go on adventures and live out their lives within this this world or story. Think of it like a sandbox game, except instead of zeros and ones, it's a real living fleshy being pulling the strings from behind the scenes. So I hope everybody sits back, relax. Naturally, it's going to be very hard for us to be reading the chat while we're in character role playing, but I will respond where I can. Doesn't mean I don't love you. I just wish you were more like your older brother. So now, why don't we get started? So we're gonna get started with. Oh, you're gonna hate me for this because you specifically. So in my defense, you asked me this before I decided who would be starting first. But Rita, why don't you very quickly?
I'm back. I totally didn't go anywhere.
Welcome back. Also, don't worry, everyone relax. This is just a fun game. You don't need to worry too much about being too much in character. At the end of the day, that's what D&D is and what it should forever be. Just a bunch of friends from a bunch of randoms being nerdier than society will allow them to be outside of the realms of D&D. But
Listen, man, I'm a gamer. And I'm gonna take this really seriously. Somebody told me the moment I mind break you, I win the game.
Whoa.
I
you
play
can-
Foxhole. You don't understand. You don't understand how seriously I take games.
You see, we got 2 gamers in the house now. We got this.
Oh, can I me. I want to be a gamer too.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. I'm locked in.
okay. How many kills you have in Fortnite? This is what.
Oh boy. Let's not go there.
What's their KD ratio in Call of Duty?
So, at this point, a figure steps out of a shop that was selling an abundance of what one would call pottery supplies into a dark and dingy street. Overhead, there is not a night sky, but rather stalactites hanging from a kind of damp cave wall. Occasionally drip down onto the ground, enough to be unpleasant, not enough to obscure your vision. And this person was recently sent to this place, sent to this world, in order to stop what she only knows is the Great Calamity. That is honestly all the information that she was given, I believe. And I'm going to let her describe herself. So, Rita, tell me what the audience would see. What state are you in? Describe yourself for us.
Oh, I'm just in a happy, super wonderful mood. I just helped 2 friends start their romantic journey, if you will say. So I walk out of that pottery shop supply area with a nice smile on my face. I'm a little out of sorts, a little confused still as to where I am. I didn't get to gather too much information because I got a little distracted with making friends, but you know, my optimism can carry me anywhere I go. So I walk out of there with a nice bright smile. Rita from the future.
Awesome. And in terms of clothing and such, is there anything out? Because I know you've just come from the future, so I'd know, would it stand out in any way? Are you wearing, like, what color is your outfit? And
Oh
stuff?
yeah, so from this future that I had come from this military-esque sort of like cyber organization. So if you could imagine some sort of like cyber military garb, so I'm very much out of place as well. And I am a magician as well, so I have a staff with me.
Awesome. So at this point, you walked out of the store after just receiving information about one of the potential chosen ones that you were on the quest to look for. I believe they said something along the lines of a clockworker, right? At an auction. And it was at this point that you were heading up the stairs in order to get a better look, when suddenly, this is when you hear the crowds like gasp. Everyone's like, oh. But it's not like a panic gasp, right? It's more of like a kind of like how interesting kind of, you know, that kind of gasp, like. And you hear a clink as the crowd starts to quieten down. And you just hear some footsteps walking left, right. You see a figure kind of stepping off a pedestal, rather nonchalantly considering the circumstances. They're wearing like a large like cloak over them, but you can see that their parts are very much mechanical. And at this point,
Well, did we talked about one of the features is that he's ornate. So he is he indistinguishable from a human otherwise?
he's ornate in that, like, I would what was it called? How do I describe this? If
It
you were
was a
wearing
different
clothes,
feature we discussed.
if you were
Yeah,
fully
okay.
clothed, you would be more or less indistinguishable at first glance. But obviously, you have like
I
little
see.
cuts or like lines around the faces where the face would have been like slotted in. But currently,
Right.
because you were just on sale, you would just have a cloak over you to show off the merchandise. Take that as you will.
Right.
And that's a very good
you want
segue.
it, Tyr? You want to see the merchandise? Is that so, Tyr?
Will you buy it?
But perfect segue, because at this point, this figure would start kind of looking around left and right, kind of scanning the area. And this is when, Rita, you get a good glimpse of this figure. And Frederick, I would like you to describe your character.
He is very clearly made from some kind of hardwood. Some places, especially on his arms, the grain seems to flow down towards his fingertips, but on his body, where it's more patchworky, you can see that it is not distastefully put together in such a way that the grains create a very clear pattern of rectangles that have been carefully bent over weeks of time. Masterfully crafted, but clearly not concerned with being completely human. The parts that imitate the human form the most are the hands and the face. You can see, however, sometimes as he is moving, in order to make way for the movement, which is fluid but a bit unnatural on him yet. As these panels move out of the way, you can see flashes of brass clockwork underneath his body, with some space between this paneling and this clockwork.
Awesome. And so, at this point, Frederick, it's been a while, chat, so there's gonna be me reminding people of stuff as well, just because of the nature of these things. But I don't know if you remember, but you were granted one ability from a certain goddess.
I was.
And she gave you the ability to sense any time that someone's power was being drawn by another source, in order to find this figure who has put your own home in jeopardy.
Right, the idea being that typically a magician draws from within, but if someone is drawing from without, I can sense
Exactly.
that flow.
Exactly.
Right. And is this what I am feeling at this moment?
Instantly, you turn to your left, and the moment you've stepped out, and obviously you take in the surroundings, you're in some kind of underground market. A being who is, with knowledge as vast as yours, has definitely heard of underground markets and like black markets and such before, so it's not too surprising. However, you immediately get that feeling. It's almost like a viscous kind of like familiarity of the energy that just set foot in your home moments ago, almost as if it's the same person, or at least the same source of power, coming from directly to your left.
Right.
How would you like to read?
For a moment, he stares forward. He gazes around and then suddenly snaps his gaze to the left.
So what you see... So, Rita, going back to you, you suddenly see this figure step, looking forward, and then you just see his head snap, and he's like looking directly at you.
I kind of crunch my sort of forehead. I kind of look around like behind me, and I'm like, me? But I kind of offer a weak smile. I guess I start walking over to this individual.
Okay.
He approaches her and only stops when he is inches away from her face.
Oh.
His eyes are porcelain. Cold, but there is an energy behind them, but they are not. It feels uncanny. How it feels like he is looking at her. There are gentle micro adjustments in the porcelain, but there isn't the stretching around the eyes in the way that you would usually expect. It is beautiful, but it is not right. He looks at her and he says, "You aren't him."
Yeah.
I kind of stand my ground a little bit. I'm a little off put, but I'm not sort of like gonna back down from this individual. So I kind of have a nice, still, friendly, soft smile about myself. I reply, "No, but would you happen to be a champion?"
"You're looking for him, aren't you? You have met the small one."
Small one. Oh, yes. I have. Is this person you're looking for Nick? I'm trying to remember like everything that Florencia had told me,
Mm.
and all I remember was Robot Guy and Nick. And so I look at Frederick and I kind of look him up and down. I'm like, okay, this has to be Robot Guy. And I kind of go to myself, okay, right, Nick. That's the other guy for sure.
He's going to turn around and scan his eyes over the crowd. What are they doing right now? Are they still staring at him?
So yes, so currently everyone's kind of silent and staring at you, almost in like disbelief, because clockworks should not be behaving as you are behaving. They're usually bound by orders and such. So you're far too sentient, and they're kind of shocked and intrigued, but not scared.
Mm-hmm. Mm. He is going to wave his hand and say, "Apologies, the goods that you desire are not as you expected." He turns back to her and says, "I need clothing."
I kind of like take everything in. I realize we are surrounded by people, and I look around. I'm like, oh, I look back at Frederick, and then I look at him again closely. You're right. We should probably take care of that.
And so at this point, just before we cut to a different scene to get everybody nice and introduced, as you're about to walk off and be clothed, you feel a hand on your shoulder, Frederick, followed by a rough voice saying, "You aren't going anywhere until I get my gold." In a kind of deep, kind of slightly menacing tone. But before we address that, we're gonna cut over here to a wee little jail cell, where a man has found himself in a familiar situation, locked up, chained up with a little friend next to him, kind of on the ground, also chained up. And you suddenly hear, and he kind of, where'd he go? There. And so at this point, he looks up at you and says, "Well, boss, can't say we haven't been here before. We really got to stop being like this." He says as he looks up at the person that he refers to as his boss. And Nick, I would like you to describe yourself.
Am I human?
You are you were kind of like pieced back together. So you're like you're as human as Frankenstein is, if that makes sense. So that's a bit of a philosophical question.
'Cause I wasn't originally an orc, but now I'm no longer an orc.
It's more that what makes you an orc is the fact that your soul was put into like a mismatch of body parts that might not all be yours. They tried their best, but they had to fill in some blanks.
Okay. What is the head? Is it human, or can I make it up?
You can do whatever you want with it. I was going with more like human with like scars, but it's up to you.
All right,
Bro.
then a human is fine. I'm basically an orc in a human's body. This is complete crap. Anyway, I guess I'm wearing a cloak. It's like the wind blows by a little bit and reveals the most evil thing in my possession, which is a hot pink purse.
Oh my gosh.
Fabulous.
It will be the thing that gets me out of all situations. I put all of my faith into the purse. It is hot pink, and I dub it to let the rest of you guys know it is my baby. On a nat 20, I can pull out a Baja Blast. It is known as Pandora's purse.
So,
Anyway.
It is
Let's go.
amazing. And Nick, currently you look around and you're sitting in. It's a much nicer jail than before. It seems more like a holding cell, if anything. The last thing you remember was approaching the city and immediately being apprehended, and then possibly assaulting one of the people trying to apprehend you, and then possibly being thrown in here. But it was all a blur, really.
Okay, so am I okay? So do I have to escape again?
That is up to you, my friend, because at this point, you're kind of sitting in there. You're not super chained up, but yeah, I will say that it shouldn't be as hard as the first time.
Okay, so I'm just in a holding cell, like as in like if I was to.
Yeah, you're like handcuffed loosely. Well, it's not even handcuffs. It's more just like rope bindings with some metal, just to clasp on around your hands.
Okay. How am I gonna get out of here this time? Can I roll for the purse? Right off the bat?
You want to try? You want to try? All right.
Yeah, fuck it.
All right, go for it.
Wait, hold on. Is this a once a session thing, or is this a once a day thing?
Once a day.
Once a day.
So
all
once
right,
per
all right.
long rest.
Okay, got it. So, all right, I'll roll for the purse. Fuck it.
So it's basically the way this rolls is, if he gets a 20, he will get, what was it? If you get a 20, you get a soda of your choosing. Otherwise, and I think it's on a 19, you get a useful item. But for the rest of it, it's just like random things.
Yeah.
All right, go for it.
Okay. Where am I, and how do I get to the dice again? I'm.
Here you go.
Hold up. Okay.
And press space to pull up the dice.
It's not pulling up the dice.
Sorry, now pull up the dice.
Oh, there we go. Okay, am I rolling a 20?
Yep.
Or a 6? Okay, 20. All right. All right, here we go.
Okay, so you reach in, looking for something that that would be otherwise useful to you. You feel something manifest under your palm, and you just pull out a shiny red apple.
Blast.
nice.
Damn.
But I will say, at this point, due to some random I'd like you to roll me a perception really quick, just because I didn't realize there were windows in the cell until I
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, you see nothing particularly out of the ordinary. You see nothing particularly out of the ordinary. Meanwhile,
Yeah, let's jump back to them for a minute.
what I was gonna say is,
Oh, what is it?
Squebbles got his head kind of stuck out the window, and while you're rummaging through the bag, he suddenly sees something strange, right? And because you got your 3, he's gonna be like, boss, there's and you're kind of like, not now, Squebbles, not now. I'm trying to get my Baja Blast. He's like,
Trying to
boss, I really think, and you're just
Wassel
like, you basically
blast.
just tell him to, you basically just tell him to like to shut it for a second, and then he kind of shrugs and looks out the window where he sees what looks like a rather muscular rabbit with what's it called? What we see is a mask with a certain like with a you know what, Non? I'm not even gonna try. Can you describe what they see? What the goblin sees?
I'll just like talk to my voice so you guys can actually understand me. So you see, wait, am I naked?
You have a loincloth for the sake of my monetization.
Awesome. You see a really buff rabbit with a loincloth, and a really shitty cardboard box of a face attached to the rabbit.
What does the face look like? Oh, it actually just appeared on the screen. Wow. But would you like to
Yeah.
describe what the face looks like?
Yeah, it looks like some sort of human rabbit girl as well.
That's kind of. I just realized in post. Why did I put the two somewhat moral anchors in a group and then put the two most chaotic in another subgroup? Why did I think this was ever a good idea? They're never gonna meet. What's it called? All right. So so
and
you
also is twerking nervously.
You like apples?
I see.
so Nick, so at this point, because you got your 3, you don't see that out the window. It was just like an 8 success roll. So you're looking out the other window. Squebble, you'll turn to your left, Non, if that's even your real name. And
Definitely.
you see a small green thing kind of jaw dropped and just staring at you. And he just says, "Hello."
Hey, sexy, you been here often?
Roll will, please.
Okay.
I just roll will, please. Please roll will. I don't want to. Oh, I see.
Damn.
The goblin, the small goblin, kind of looks left and right. By the way, this is like you've just appeared in this world. By the way, Non, because Fluencia sent you. It's like go find these people. Go, epic quest sent, and you're literally fresh out of the isekai portal, and the goblin kind of looks left, looks right, and then points to himself. Head tilt.
Yeah, you. You single? Wait, I don't have a fedora. Never mind. I tipped my ear.
He looks over and he's just like, and he's a little flustered. He's like, unfortunately, I'm married to my loyalty to my boss over here. But, he says,
But
I'm accepting mistress applications too.
stay in character. Okay, so he looks and he says, well, I don't know what to say, but tell you what, if I need to like phrase this in a way to not get canceled. Why have you done this to me? Okay. He goes like, well, I've never considered relations with a male rabbit. A male rabbit. You hear that, chat? A male rabbit. Sorry. Yeah. Anyway, he looks over. He says, yeah, with a male rabbit before, but.
Whoa! Who says Anon is a male rabbit? That's not right. That's not me. I am a very female non-anon, mostly human with very little rabbit. You know, can't you tell by my physique and face?
Roll will with a boon. So for anyone who doesn't know, in Shadow the Demon Lord, you have boons and banes instead of advantages and disadvantages, which is a d6 that's added or subtracted to your roll.
D6. Okay.
And Non just happens to have advantage on that specifically in terms of their identity. Cool. That's a 5 plus your 14. That's a 19. Squabble looks up and he's like, "Oh, that's my bad. Well, milady,
I blush.
If you wish to, I'd need to ask permission from my boss. Do you mind if I go get him?"
I guess you can. Don't keep me waiting, though. I'd give him a little blow kiss.
Non, you're really not helping my case here. Okay. Disclaimer. This is okay. Frick. Okay, so he goes over and he looks at he goes and he like tugs on your shirt, Nick.
Yeah.
Yo, hello, boss. So I don't want to alarm you, but I think I might have found myself in a bit of a romantically tense situation. I need some backup. I want to cut back to the others so bad right now. But
No, I'm all in.
No, you're good. You're
All
good.
right.
Invested.
all right. And he says, could you help me out, boss? Also, they look
sure,
strong
what-
enough to break us out if we play our cards right.
All right, maybe we can finally maybe put this apple to use.
Oh, where'd you get that from, boss?
Oh, I got it from the it's one of the blessings I got. I guess let's just go talk to them and see if we can maybe get out of here.
It's great having someone that's divinely blessed as my boss. He says as he trudges, so he kind of waddles over and sticks his head back out the window. It's like, hello, love, we're back.
I greet him by posing like one of them French girls. It's like, yeah, darling. Welcome back.
Okay, I'm back. That's the. Did you hear that, chat? That's the sound of my. That's the sound of like my entire career just going down the drain. Squebble.
It was a good run.
It was a good run, boys. It was a good run. Squebble turns to Nick, and then he just doesn't know what to say. He's like, "Boss, what do I do here? I've never been advanced on before." Can't be
Okay.
your PR. No. All right.
So
all
am
right.
I okay? So I don't know which way to take this. Do I give advice to the goblin or do I? Let's see. I'm gonna figure this out. Okay. Man, I'm like not. My brain's not turning today.
You're good. You can even you can do whatever you want. Silently stare. Oh yeah, by the way, this is your reaction. Your reaction is you see a large buff-looking rabbit wearing a mask that's clearly a cardboard cutout of someone else's face, and it also is your height. It's like you're pretty tall, and this thing is like matching your eye level, if not almost a little bit taller.
Okay. So I see that you're really digging my my compatriot here. Do you mind helping us out of a bit of trouble we seem to be in?
My mother told me not to talk to strangers I'm not romantically interested in.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I would say your mother sounds like a reasonable person, but however,
Your Squebble say, "I think so too."
So anyway, I turn to Squebble and I tell him, "Can you persuade us out of here? We really need to bail."
Oh. He looks over and is like, we're currently in jail right now, and unfortunately, it's very hard to advance on someone when you have jail bars between you. He says, bashfully.
Okay, wait, is his hand out of the window, or like, am I able to like hold his hand, and give it a little kiss?
You can ask him for it. It wasn't naturally out the window, but.
Okay.
I would just say that situation happens, or.
Like, cause I wanna like reassure him while giving his hand a little kiss.
All right. Yeah. So Squebble. So for the sake of this, Squebble has his hands like kind of folded, and he's kind of like resting them on the window. So you can let's take his hand, and he just doesn't know what to say. He looks at Nick for like advice. It's like, Nick, and it's like, boss, what's happening?
Just riz him up, bro.
All right.
I grab Squebble's hand, give it a gentle kiss, and be like, I'll help you out, my darling. And I lick my lips.
All right. So Squibble nods and then just like waits by the door. You look around on and you don't really see anyone guarding the area except for there seems to be one guard that's like kind of chilling. Let me put him in place. He is currently right here, and he's just kind of doing work, doing some paperwork on a little desk. And you turn the corner and you see him over there.
Also, is the doors locked or anything?
You can check.
Okay, I want to check if the doors and stuff are locked.
So you're walking around here. Also, do you see the scene, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Ish. Yeah.
So you're walking towards the door, and you hear one of the guards say, "And what do you think you're doing?"
Let me see. I can cast illusion or figment or something, right?
You're more than welcome to go straight into it. Yes.
Okay. Okay. I wanna make it seem like as if there's a crazy naked guy running around, and then just go up to the guard and be like, "Oh my god!"
Oh, so you want to do that? Wait. But he's already seen you, Nan. He's already.
Oh, wait. Does he see me? Oh,
Yeah, because
okay.
the door is right there.
Okay, yeah. I want to go up to him, make it seem like and look really panicked. Okay.
All right. Roll. Yeah. Okay. So you run up to him really panicked, and then suddenly he puts his books out. He's like, what's wrong?
There's a crazy naked guy running around town. Please help. It's and think about the children.
He pauses, takes a step back, analyzes the fact that you're wearing a loincloth. And then he kind of squints his eyes a little.
His pee-pee is showing off and is jiggling.
Oh my god.
They're helicoptering everywhere.
I roll wheel.
Good.
Just say I have a very covered loincloth, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Nan. Okay.
Thank you, Nan.
So at this point, the guy goes, "Oh, this is the fourth one this week." He says he slams his things down and he marches off. You see him march off. Don't worry, this is the beginning, chat, so I'm being very lenient. But yes, he is no longer in the premises. And then he comes back a few seconds later, like, what direction did you say he was in?
Oh yeah, kind of like last time I saw him, like in the farthest part of town. In the wait, where are we? Are we west?
You
The
are
west?
you don't really know because you've literally just been isekai.
I just
Okay,
realized this is
okay.
gonna have ramifications in a few minutes. Anyway,
I'ma
continue.
say west. I'm sorry, I never went to school.
He sighs and trudges off. What were you saying, Nick?
Oh no, I can see this going hilarious.
This is
if,
gonna go wonderfully.
Anyway,
Okay, so that happens, and what we're gonna do is we're going to. So yeah, just before we cut back, what are you gonna do now? No.
Okay, I'm gonna open the door.
Door, is.
Open your.
Okay, so I'm gonna be. So yeah, the door is unfortunately locked.
Okay.
The jail.
Can I look around for keys or
Roll
can I
perception.
smash it?
Oh,
Okay.
it's up to you. You can do one of those two things. I'm not gonna stop you.
I want to smash
Roll
it.
strength.
I want to use a spell. Okay, you.
Oh,
roll what?
spell. All right, what spell?
Spell? Yeah. Okay, wait, which one's my spell again? I have erratic bolt, right?
yeah, sure. yeah, go for it. I will not stop you from using erratic bulb. Go for it.
Okay, that's a D6?
So it is a D20 first. Roll
A
the hit.
D20? Okay.
It shouldn't. It should be an instant, but usually when it's a 100% guarantee on static objects, but erratic bolt has a secondary effect. That's why we're rolling it. But yes.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so, yeah. What happens?
What did you get?
6.
Okay, so not a 20. Oh wait. So it does hit. What do you call it? Now you roll a d6.
Okay.
A 4. Okay, so nothing happens, but Nick. So at this point, Squebble was waiting right by the door. Nick, where were you sitting in the room? Just out of curiosity.
I'm still slightly by the window, just out of the way of the door.
All right, cool. So door blows open, flinging both itself and Squebble across the room. It is like pressed up there.
Oh,
And yeah, so at that point, so Nick, what you see is you're looking at the door, and suddenly you see a boom, followed by sparks and like many different colors just like flying out. Almost looks like a mini fireworks show. Door flies forward, still kind of sparkling. Squebble's eyes are like widening as the door like flies straight towards him and sort of like pins him against the wall. But like, yeah, so you don't see Squebble.
Okay.
Nick, is there anything you want to say real quick? Or Non, before we cut back to the others? What were you saying, Non?
Oh yeah, can you kind of like waltz in and be like, wait, oh.
And yeah, Nick.
okay, I only have one thing to say. Voy con Dios.
Huh?
Spanish for go with God.
Awesome, perfect. So now that that's happened, we're cutting back to this scene.
So I actually have a question for
Yes.
you. Among my effects is my weapon, my effectively like flute club, right? My
Yes.
shakuhachi. Is that on my person now, perhaps tucked away in the cloak?
So at this point, yes. So your inventory that you started off with as part of the blessing and as
Right.
part of the thing, they would have manifested in the form of like some like in the cloak itself.
Okay. Gotcha. So, is this man distracted at all by the door imploding?
Oh, yeah.
1 second, let me roll for that. You are a smart man. I didn't roll for how loud that was.
Oh.
It was like
Oh.
over there. Okay. So at this point, yes, I'm going to say that the man kind of turns around and he goes like, what was that?
You're trying to know you this situation back on us. How dare you?
His eyes are off you. It's none of his concern, so it's not like he's rushing there, but his eyes are off.
Right. Right. In this moment, he is going to reach his delicate wooden fingers around the top of this flute, which is tucked away into a pocket, easy to pull at a quickly.
Yes.
It is a shakuhachi flute, a bamboo flute made from the club end of a bamboo shoot, which can, in a pinch, be used as a bludgeoning tool. As this man turns around, he is going to pull the shakuhachi from this pocket, whirl around, and aim for the back of his head with the club end of the flute.
I see. Okay.
And I am going to use my trickery for this. So I will get a boon on this attack.
So you have 2 boons now, meaning you roll 2d6 and you take the higher.
Understood. So I d20 plus and d20 and then the higher of 2d6s, correct?
Yes.
Oh dear, where are the dice again?
Space.
Where's the dice? Where's the
Yeah,
dice?
space.
Where's the dice? Where's the bomb? Where's the bomb?
Where's the
Here we
bomb?
go.
Sorry,
Where's the
currently
bomb?
on B side.
Here I have. Whoopsie daisy. I have. Wait. Oh, here we go. So d20. D6,
And with this,
D6.
Rita has now realized that she is the only moral compass on the party.
I go from like having my like very weak
Ah.
smile, trying to keep it
8
together. As soon as I realize what he's doing, my smile just drops.
18
I'm not
plus
gonna play
6.
this, okay?
18 plus 6.
Here, I have
see.
rolled a total of 24.
That's let me check if you have the secondary effect at level 1.
I should. That's what it says.
Oh no, it's
so
the
I
level
get it
2.
with 1 boon.
I meant
Oh,
the
level
I
2,
meant the
right.
level. So level 2. If you were level 2, you would have gotten a second action. But it's
Whoa.
fine. Don't worry about it. You do get an extra d6 damage. So I would like you to roll. It would be a club. So that would be a. That's 2d6.
BRB, good
Okay.
job.
I did not mean to grab the d20.
That's okay.
But, hold on. Don't do that one. I'm trying to just grab. These two?
It won't
How do I
let you
grab
just
these?
grab the 2 because you rolled them as a
Okay.
group. So we'll go
Okay,
with the first
I will
roll.
roll all of them then.
Oh, okay, that works too.
4 and 3.
4 and 3.
7.
Okay. So, picture this. I want you to picture this. Everybody in chat, look at this from Rita's perspective.
Oh.
Hey, yeah, let's go get some clothes. Hand on shoulder. You're not going anywhere till I get my gold. Followed by, oh wait, what was that? Turns. Suddenly Rita's eyes are looking at him kind of like worried. Followed by looking at the shakuhachi flute that's just been pulled out. The tightening of this clockwork's fist around it. And suddenly spin around for boom! In the back of that guy's head. And like causing him to just kind of like slowly lean back and forward. And then he just flops on the ground. That man is unconscious.
Murder is okay.
He's not dead. Well, he could be dead. Was it
Oh.
lethal or non-lethal? Up to you.
Do I get to choose?
Yeah, you can go for like non-lethal, kind of like. Are you hitting him in the back of the head, or are you going for like neck injury, like gone?
I'm just looking to knock him out.
All right, cool.
I'm not looking to murder someone in cold blood just
Cool.
as I've arrived.
Okay, awesome.
So
So
as-
yeah.
Mhm.
Carry on.
Thank you for letting me choose the type of damage.
Yeah, I'm all for creative freedom. But
As he slumps to the ground, he squats down and looks at him, prods him with the club end of the flute, and says, "Slave trading doesn't suit you." He stands and turns, and you can see these panels on his chest and on his legs are they're moving just a bit. They're in wave-like patterns. You can see that they can move, but they're not. There's waves moving up and down them that quickly subside.
ooh, okay.
Come,
Okay.
we should leave.
Yeah, at this point, you can see that the crowd is starting to form. Roll perception.
Okay. And that is just a d20,
Yep.
right?
Plus your perception
Alright.
mod, which should be under your health.
1.
Okay.
It
perfect.
should be, yeah, it's just 1.
Okay, awesome.
Yep. 8.
Yeah, nothing strange jumps out at you. The crowd is currently whispering amongst themselves. It's kind of like, how do I describe this? No one's really getting involved, right? It's like it's that guy's problem.
Right.
But that's as far as you're concerned.
Right.
So you guys are marching forward.
Yeah, and he says, "Anywhere but here."
Okay.
I kind of just like, I know a guy. Follow me, and I start heading towards Patricia's shop. So as we're walking, though, I'm kind of trying to lighten the sort of, I guess, intense sort of mood that's come across this. I go as I'm kind of on my way to Patricia's place. I would ask for your name, but I'm afraid I'd get a flute to the back of the head.
You wouldn't. But he pulls, like as he says this, he pulls the hood of the cloak over him and tries to pull it around his body,
Rita.
returning
By the way-
the shakuhachi
Oh.
to its pocket.
I see. Rita, by the way.
He doesn't respond.
I turned my head a little bit to say that, and I kind of, as I turn back to face to where I'm going, like, okay, not the talker type. And I start heading down to, if I believe this is where Patricia's
Mm-hmm,
pawn shop is.
Straight and to the
Um,
right.
Okay, yes, perfect. So as I start coming up to the door, I kind of worry a little bit because I think the last thing I remember is they were thinking of maybe going off to a dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of like hurry my way up to the door. I'm knocking on the door. I say kind of to myself like, oh, I hope they haven't gone out to dinner yet. Patricia, San, hello, are you guys
these
home?
so? How far away is this from the commotion that we just caused?
Literally,
Right.
yeah, it's not a very big town. But there is, this is a little bit, what's the word, like, under exaggerated. So the platform is actually a lot taller than it would be. It would be another story higher. So it would almost be in like the lower part of the city, if that makes sense.
Right. So he looks over his shoulder and sees. Is anyone watching them?
Currently, I want you to roll perception, but you have a boon on
Perception?
this. Yes, you would have a boon.
With a
It's
boon?
very no, sorry,
Okay.
a bane. So it's a negative.
A bane. Okay. So 1d. So I roll a d6, and that is subtracted from my 16 or what? 16 there? 14. 10 total.
So 10 to okay. So yeah, you don't see. Sorry, my brain blanked. Yes, it does. It is subtracted by the 14 from the 14. But yeah. So you look around and you don't see anything of you guys being tailed. You kind of look above back at the platform where you're being auctioned off, and you hear that auctions seem to be continuing. There's still the crowd is still talking and chattering amongst themselves, but you can hear that the auctioneer is trying his best to steer them back on track.
Right. I gather that this kind of problem is not unheard of around here.
Yes, exactly.
This is a spat.
A lover's quarrel, if you will. And
Well, not here. This isn't the lovers' quarrel. Up there, however.
But yes. So at this point, are you okay with just following Reed into this building?
Yes. Assume that I'm following her until further notice.
All right. Awesome. So at this point, Rita, the tent door. I know it's up here, but there's no way for me to put it down. But it's down. But there is light inside. But you don't hear anyone talking though.
Can I knock again?
Sure. Also,
There's light
knock on
inside,
what?
but there's
yeah, there's a light inside, but you don't hear talking. I was also going to say that, Frederick, you see a big sign on the top of this tent that says Patricia, spelled with a O-T, Patricia's Pottery Goods.
Okay.
And yeah, so yeah, you kind of knock on like one of the wooden beams holding it up, followed by a voice from inside says, 1 minute, I'll be there in a moment. Oh, I probably should have put a close sign up. Huh? She said, no, it's just her. She's talking to herself as she's kind of running through the towards the door. You hear footsteps, and then the door. She kind of like moves the curtain to the side, and you see her with one hand. She's moving the curtain, and with the other one, she's kind of fiddling in and putting in like an earring or something. And she seems a little bit kind of dressed up a little. And she says, "Oh, it's you. I didn't expect you back so quickly. Sorry, I thought you were a customer. Come in."
Thanks, Patricia. Sorry for the intrusion. I kind of turn around and I kind of signal my friend here to come inside with me.
She kind of pauses for a second, like with the fiddling with her earring, and she looks at this mechanical figure that you've just brought to her doorstep, and she says, Should I ask any questions? No.
He's just a friend of mine. He's not really much of a talker. I just need some. If you have any, like a cloak or some extra clothes. He got into a little bit of a spat outside.
Oh, right. Yes, that happens more than you think. Yeah. Let me go back and see what I have. Just so you know, she whispers over. Susan and I, we just organized something. We're gonna meet up in about an hour at a really nice place. She says, yeah.
Congratulations. Sorry again for the trouble. I'll make it up to you another time.
It's fine, she says.
Okay.
And what's it called? Well, it's fine depending on how this date goes. smiles. She grins
Oh.
and she goes over and she goes out the back and she starts looking for things. Is there anything you guys would like to do while she's looking for things? Either of you?
Yeah. He will sit down and like motion for her to come close so
Okay.
that they can speak at least in relative privacy.
And in terms of the shop, the interior of the shop, it's kind of what you'd expect from a whole like proper pottery, like pots and pans kind of store.
Okay, yeah,
Um,
I get you.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not really a place you sit.
But no,
But no,
yeah.
he'll motion to her to come to the side.
Kind of like timidly walk over.
Yeah, and he'll ask of her, "What do you know of our target?"
Target. Right. I totally understood that well. What do you know about our target?
What have you been told?
Oh, not enough, evidently. But I was told that I needed to find a robot guy, some guy named Nick, and the fact that we are champions.
Champion appears to be an arbitrary term. What we really are is hunters. As far as I can tell, there is something causing problems, and he has decided to make himself our problem.
And Rita, can you roll intelligence for me real quick?
D20?
Yes, please.
Oh, I'm a little dumb.
You remember her mentioning crustaceans.
I remember her mentioning crustaceans.
That's
Gotcha.
not what
Understood.
I wish. That's not what I wished to remind you of. But it is something which happened, and it just so happened to be the thought which you unfortunately clung on to.
Hunters, target. I'm trying. I don't know if there's anything else I remember. Oh, maybe something to do with crustaceans? I try to
He-
look like I know what I'm talking about.
Being a clockwork, there is not terribly much in the way that he can provide with. His face cannot change terribly much, but his even gaze offers a
Uh-huh.
sense of being unimpressed.
I
So
take it that didn't register on any sort of important level at all.
ignoring her seeking reassurance, he says, "You said there are others that we are meant to find."
Yeah, I think it was just you. I'm assuming you are the robot. And
I
some
would
other...
assume, like he looks at his hand. And says, "I assume so."
And some guy named Nick. And
To be-
I'm kind of like hoping that he'll latch on to something like Nick.
Wait, what?
I know, sorry. No, I was saying that
So-
was one of the
so-
one of the few informations that I have to work with.
So, what I'm gonna do?
Uh-huh.
So what I'm gonna do very quickly while you guys are talking is we're gonna
Uh-huh.
cut back to the other two who are actually directly above you right now. And I'm hoping that something happens, and I'm not gonna tell you what. But right now we're gonna say that boom boom chung slam. It's one of those things, right? Patricia, you kind of assume that this happens a lot around here. So we're gonna snap back to Pappy kicking down the door and be like, "I am here, my love." Wait, where? and then Nick just in Spanish saying like, "God be with you," I believe.
Yo, voy con Dio, motherfucker.
So what's happening up here, Nick? What you gonna do in response to this?
You know, I was gonna do it at some point. It had to happen.
All right. So yeah. So at this point, Squebble's stuck behind it. Pappy's in there, kind of clearly looking for Squebble. You're up. What's the play, Nick?
Oh, you mean like what am I gonna do next?
Yep.
So I guess I'm asking. So what are you doing here? What brings you to where we're at? I suppose. I guess. Yeah. Just who are you and what are you doing here?
I'm here to pick up my darling. Where art thou, my little goblin? Did I ever learn his name?
Nope.
Oh.
My little damsel in distress.
You get no response.
Yeah,
Nick-
he's dead.
Huh.
He's dead. He dead. Wait, what?
Yeah.
That's why he was here.
What's that?
Could have sworn he was here. I thought. Did I get the room wrong?
So Nick, you're fully aware of where he is.
Okay, so I walk behind and to check on Squibble to see if he's alive, I suppose.
Oh.
You sort of you look around. I want you to roll a perception with a bane on this.
Oh, whoops. How do I remove? I accidentally clicked on the wrong dice.
Right click.
Oh, right click. Okay, there we go. So just a d20.
D20, and then you can add a D or subtract a D6 from it after.
Okay.
I see.
Man, my rolls have been really bad today.
I see. All right, Nick. So
Dude,
I'm
this
just.
is- what's up?
Let's just say a lot depends on this dice.
Okay, listen. Okay, so did I tell you guys how my luck works? So apparently, if I roll with intention, I completely fumble. If I do it without paying attention, I usually
You
roll
don't pay
really high. Yeah. So
Cool. That's an unnatural one.
Oh.
You take one glance, and your brain tries to chug a bit, and then you kind of just see him kind of passed out, and then your brain's just like, yeah, he did.
yeah, he did.
Can I rush over to the goblin?
There's currently you've kind of assumed that he's behind the door. So there's currently a large steel door. Are you gonna go around it, or are you gonna move the door? That's on you. What would you like to do?
Can I yeet the door?
Sure. You pick
Okay.
up the door and you just toss it aside, and you see like this unconscious, kind of somewhat mangled body.
I run over and I pick up the goblin. I go, my darling, who did this to you? I'll avenge you, that bastard!
All right, Nick.
This is a tabletop game of all time.
This is a tabletop game. Why the heck did I choose this pairing, right? We've got a really compelling story on one end, and we've got freaking Seinfeld upstairs. Okay.
All right.
yeah.
So, do I know if the goblin's alive or not?
you believe that he's dead, but you didn't really check it. It was kind of like that was the failed roll, right? It was more like
Yeah, just
you didn't see any breathing or anything.
maybe. Who cares?
Exactly.
Okay, so I'm more firmly standing on, and I say, so wait, other than the goblin, what are you here for?
These nut. Just kidding. No. Sorry.
I'm trying. Okay.
Okay, that's it. I roll to attack.
No.
No.
wait. I will allow it. Are we doing this?
How about this? If it makes it over 18, it goes ahead. If it's
All right,
under 18,
yeah, I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
I just let it pass as an impulsive thought.
I'm good with that. Roll well.
Okay, it passes, and I hold my anger.
All right. So it is at this point that you I'm gonna make Nick roll another perception roll
Okay.
with a bane, so -6 on it.
Oh, and -6. Okay, so
there's a chance here, chat. There's a chance here.
okay, am I rolling another 6 or what am
Yep.
I doing?
6, and you're
Okay,
gonna.
and boom. Oh, same
No,
5.
still looks dead.
Yeah.
He still looks dead.
Okay. Okay, I cry over the goblin, and then I remember that I can heal.
All right, go for it. I mean, okay, roll intelligence, real quick,
Oh, okay.
because okay, it's pass. So you do know that usually you can't heal dead people, but you can still try out of desperation if that is what you so choose.
Out of love.
All right, go for it. So you're using minor healing.
Yeah.
So you play. so you're crying, you're sobbing, and then so Nick, you just see the rabbit thing stop crying, like look up, and then just be like light bulb moment, and then just like lick their finger, and then like push it into the ear of the goblin, and then suddenly it's surrounded by like green light, and he opens his eyes just like, I'm alive. Oh, what's in my ear?
I give her a quick hug and be like, wait, let me like.
Darling, you're back! Oh my god, who did this to you?
He looks over and he looks at Nick and he looks at himself, and he's, by the way, like, you're giant and this is a little goblin, so you're basically ragdolling him around. And he looks over and he's like, I don't know. I was here with the boss, and then the door exploded, and now I'm here. Was it you who saved me, boss? What happened?
Wait, what?
He said, boss, what happened? And he's kind of looking at you while he's completely being grappled by this giant rabbit thing.
Okay. Well, it appears they completely annihilated the door, and yeah, I was pretty sure you were dead there for a second.
Oh, wait. He looks at you. You're strong enough to bring people back from the dead. Boss, I think we should keep this person around.
It's the power of love, my dear. And I rub my... I
Take my hand, I rub against the goblin's face gently.
So you see the rabbit take their finger out of the goblin's ear and then gently caress the face with the back of their hand. Nick, at this point, I want you to roll one more perception roll.
All right. Yeah, it's just
with
how it feels.
with a boon. Please.
Oh,
Sweet mother! You needed anything higher than a 1!
Oh.
All right,
This is,
all right,
this is
cool.
legitimately just where my energy is today. That's cool. I'm down.
It's only a 5 and 6 chance.
It's You're right. You're right. So yeah, so at this point you're hearing what do you call it? You hear some commotion coming from outside. You hear people saying, "Oh, what was that explosion? I think it came from the barracks." Someone goes, "Oh, not again."
I quickly grab, like, Princess carry the goblin and run out of nowhere by run.
Okay, this is important. What direction would you like to run?
Whoa.
Think about your poor DM when you make this choice.
Yeah, but don't worry. I'll run. Like, I happen to run toward where Rita and Frederick is.
I happen
Wait,
to.
wait.
Happen to.
Okay.
So I would also like to preface, we only have like maximum this episode and one other follow-up episode. So if anything looks a little rushed, a little Deus Ex, y'all know why.
Yeah, cool, we got this.
All right, cool. So you're running this way. What were you saying, Nick? Were you gonna do something?
Oh, no, it's cool. That pretty much sums up anything I wanted to happen. Let's go.
So you guys are running. You guys
Oh,
whoops.
Oh, hey.
Oh. So you guys see, so as you guys are running, behind you, you hear that the guards are very close. They're about to turn the corner and see you guys. Is there anything you guys want to do?
you guys want to jump off?
Oh my god.
Yeah, let's jump.
Okay.
We got nowhere else but
Alright.
jumping.
All right, I guess maybe roll for damage.
So at this point, the main question, the reason I asked it is because now, as you guys have both decided to jump, you turn the corner, and the guard there immediately sees you, identifies the prisoner has escaped, and there is a large buff rabbit thing. And I would like both of you to roll your agilities, and we will see how agile you guys are.
All right.
Non, you have a bane because you are carrying a goblin.
Okay, D6?
D20 with a D6 subtracted. Nick, it's a flat D6 plus your agility.
Oh, just flat D6, huh?
Yup.
Okay.
Did I throw it?
Oh, yep, you sure did.
Oh.
Sure did.
Rolling like shit.
Everything just turned around. Let's
Rolling
go.
like
Sorry,
shit.
D20, Nick.
Oh.
Oh, you said D20?
No,
Okay.
my bad. No, I think I said D6 by accident.
Yeah, you said D6. Oh, I'll just throw it again. Fuck it.
Oh, go!
Better.
So Nick, so you jump down, like you look at you turn around to the what's his name, the guard. You give him a little salute before you do like the Ezio like thing, like
Yeah, let's go.
backdrop. And you land on the
Ow.
ground with a little roll, and you're able to disperse most of it. And you look up to try to see how the rabbit and the goblin are getting down. All you hear is a big thud, thud, and both of them are just like on the ground in a state, if you will. The correct term would be they are prone. And non roll a d4 of damage.
Okay, but can I happen to like accidentally kiss the goblin on my way down?
my
You know,
God.
like the no, enemy protect, you know?
Roll agility.
Okay.
Not really be living out the anime fantasy here, the romance fantasy here.
Look, So you look up, Nick, and you see the rabbit is falling, goblin in hand, very obviously trying to maneuver the goblin's face in front of theirs so that they land and kiss them. Suddenly, there's that big boom, and you see in slow motion this giant rabbit's head smashing into the forehead of the goblin, just blood just poof. And they are both blissfully unconscious.
Man, that head. Man, I was pretty sure the head was gonna cave in from that impact, but it's cool. We got this.
I considered it.
I know you did. I can feel it.
Meanwhile, as you guys are talking about it, Rita and Frederick, you guys hear some commotion outside, like a boom.
At this point, has Patricia
No,
like
she hasn't come
gotten back?
yet.
Okay.
This was happening like in parallel while you guys so you guys haven't actually been in
Yeah.
the store for that long.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He reaches for his club, like lightly gripping it, ready.
All right, cool.
Mm.
But you're not like going. Okay, Rita, how about you?
Yeah, I react to the noise. I kind of go up to it's a tent door, right?
Yeah, it's a little tent door.
I kind of peek outside. I see what's
Um,
going on, and I
so-
turn over. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so you open the door, and the first
Well,
thing
I
you see is
peek
like.
outside.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So you kind of like do a little peek. Nick, firstly, roll perception while I describe this.
Uh-oh.
And
No.
meanwhile, as you kind of like open the door, the first thing you see is like twitching floof, and then you kind of like look back a bit, and it's like a large kind of rabbit-like creature seems to be like splat on the ground, with a small green thing underneath it.
Oh.
Both of their heads bleeding profusely. They've obviously just jumped down from a high place. And a rather buff man covered in scars who was now looking directly at you because he saw you peeking.
Roll an 18.
Yeah, that's why you're looking directly at her because you saw
Oh,
her.
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
All right. I totally spaced for like 2 seconds because
You're good. You're good.
I'm
Oh,
just
it's
picturing
so-
this awkward
oh,
silence. Awkward
I
silence.
kinda-
Is
Go
this
ahead,
where
go
we all? Is this where we're all meeting?
Potentially, depending on if Frederick attacks you guys or not.
So am I
Okay.
still at the door? Like, so I know that he's like, I know that he's seen me because we locked eyes, right?
Yes.
I kind of like look down at the situation on the ground. I look up at Nick, and I kind of go, Nick. You're Nick.
Maybe.
Like, oh God, you can't be Nick. Sort of, Nick.
Maybe. Who's asking?
I give another deep sigh. I kind of turn. I turn around. I'm like, I think we might have a Nick situation outside. To my robot friend.
He again returns her gaze, unimpressed.
Oh. Go ahead.
So at this point, you guys hear upstairs like a bunch of armored footsteps, kind of trudging around, being like, "Ah, why do they always jump? Someone put up a goddamn fence already!" Who's getting on you guys? Like everyone goes, uniformly. You hear a lot of people go, "Not me, not me, not me." And then there's like, "Oh, you'll go get him, Fred." And they're like, "But I said not me." "Yeah, but we're stronger than you." "God damn it, you guys!" Followed by one pair of footsteps going, chuk, 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 chuk. And they seem to be approaching.
So is one of them still out?
Two of them are still out. Well, actually, no, you can't. At this point, Rita, when you said, "I think we have a Nick situation," did you like open the door a bit more so Frederick could see, or are you still kind of keeping it?
Oh. Yeah, sure. I'll open it for him to look at it.
So
But yeah, I open it like we might have a Nick situation.
yeah, and you see, Frederick, that there are two unconscious bodies on the ground, and someone standing over them, a rather buff man.
Right. And can I sense the power? Like, I could feel the power from Rita, but can I sense the same thing from any of these three?
So, no, you don't. It's just Rita. Rita's the only one you sense that particular power from. As far as power being drawn, you sense something on Nick, but it's not what you're looking for. But there is power being drawn from somewhere.
So, he'll turn to Rita. These the two of them?
Oh, you're talking about the two of them as the Nick situation.
Sure.
Well, they're like knocked out right there. They're unconscious.
Yeah,
The two other
yeah.
people.
Nick is the only conscious.
How many people are we looking for?
There's only one other person. I only know you and some guy named Nick. And there's 3 people outside.
And Nick, at this point, you're hearing this whole thing go down, by the way.
So,
Then
oh, go ahead. I'll go forward.
He looks to Nick and says, "You the one?"
More than likely. Who's asking?
Rita.
Yeah.
Like, he just kind of impatiently turns to her as though she is supposed to know what to do.
I kind of looking back like, why are you looking at me? I look towards Nick and I go, "Are you the only one they're looking for?" As in the guard
yeah.
upstairs.
Yeah. Happens to be that way.
I kind of like look back towards the door where like Patricia like went to go look for stuff, and I kind of go, "Come inside, hurry." And then those two can just chill out on the floor.
You
Is this not too close?
Huh?
From the guards,
this
the guards
not too
don't see.
close?
The guards will.
Oh yeah.
They don't see
Do the-
you guys go in. You
Okay.
are aware they will probably check this area, seeing as it's like very obvious. But It's up to you guys. You guys can try and hide him or something if you want.
Ooh.
We leave now.
But your clothes.
He ignores this problem, pulls the cloak over himself, and like begins walking away, looking over his
follow.
shoulder as if to make sure they're behind him, leaving the two unconscious bodies.
All right, you good with this, Nick? You good?
Sure.
I'm following.
Oh my gosh! You guys are horrible! All right, non-roll will.
Okay.
Oh God. Sorry, Non.
It's okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay. You know what? I might be second thoughts.
Okay.
I know I don't want to leave anybody. We better go back.
All right, so you guys see Nick quickly run back. What's the plan? You gonna?
Is my character capable of dragging somebody my own size?
You could definitely drag Non, yeah. You're definitely
Okay,
you would
why
struggle
not?
though. Your strength would be halved unless you ask for help or something.
And I'm carrying the goblin too at that point.
Yeah.
No, because at this point, if I see Nick turning around to go grab them, I can't help but be like, oh, I guess I'll like. There's another one, right? I guess I'll try to.
Pick up the goblin. He's the size of like
Yeah.
a toddler, so you probably
I'll pick up the goblin.
you
sure.
like baby carry the.
I'm like looking back to check on Robot Guy. I'll be like, hold on a second. We'll be right there.
Okay, I guess I'm dragging Non.
All right. So okay. So at this point, yeah, you're able to drag Non without much effort because you're no longer also carrying the goblin. POV. Nick's character is very strong. Anyway. So at this point, yeah, you guys are dragging them away from the area. As you guys are leaving.
I'd like to scan to see if I can spot any exit.
Right. Roll perception, and while you're doing that, you guys are a pretty far distance away from the place at this point when you hear Patricia say, "So guys, this is all I can find on such short notice." But
15, by the way.
awesome. So you guys kind of hear that from the distance. As for you looking for an exit, you're looking around, and you see several tents. You also see what looks like an exit straight out of town. However, roll intelligence with a boon.
Certainly. My intellect. Okay. So,
Sorry, intelligence and intellect.
Yeet.
I use them. Okay, cool. 14.
14.
So yeah, so you would know that most of the time those exits are guarded. So do with that information as you will. On the left, you see a left, and you hear some more commotion, the sound of a crowd coming from that area as well. You're kind of looking up, and you see another more dimly lit tent up and to the right. As well as that, the only other places you see is a small damaged area in the wall. There seems to be a cave-in. There's a little opening there. That's about all you see.
okay. I'm going to make for the temporary opening.
Okay. So you see the robot just begin to beeline it for this opening. You guys following suit?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
with the goblin in tow.
Awesome. I can just picture you like a freaking what's called like holding it like a child, like burping,
yeah.
like burping position kind of thing.
There.
Okay, so you guys are now marching across. I want you to roll another perception roll, Frederick.
Certainly. Give me that. +1.
Okay.
19.
So at this point, you guys are making your way around this little stall. People aren't really paying too much attention to you. A few people look at Nick kind of dragging the rabbit over. It seems a bit suspicious. Some seem a bit suspicious, but one person goes, "Damn, someone's eating good tonight." And they kind of don't pay too much attention to Rita holding the goblin.
Goblin ass is a delicacy.
No, not the goblin. They were reacting to Nick. But I mean, hey. But also at this point, you do hear coming from the left a guard talking to a woman. She says something along the lines, "Excuse me, ma'am. apparently there was a how should I say this? A individual reported around this area who seemed to be naked, if you will.
As he is stuttering,
Oh.
he is going to as this guard is stuttering, he is going to quickly heel turn and look around for a for the dark tent again. Which direction is that from here?
The other straight across this large open area.
Okay. Yeah. He's gonna head for the dark tent.
All right, perfect.
Oh, please do him over.
Perfect. As you guys are going, you hear the guard say, "You know, now that I think of it, it did sound like it was a self-report." So you guys walk over there with not too much hassle. It's quite dark around this area. Upon approaching the tent, you see that it seems almost abandoned, or at least no one seems to have been like taking care of it. And you guys kind of walk towards, and as you do, you hear the guards that were chasing, or at least the one guard that was chasing, kind of marching around. You hear him kind of conversing with Patricia inside her tent. It seems you can't really hear what they're saying from here, though. But yeah, is there anything you'd like to do? Are you guys going to walk straight in? You don't see anybody inside. It seems to be filled with hay bales. However...
Uh-huh.
Actually, no.
However.
The one person who could cause it, however, is unconscious. Y'all are good. All right. It seems like we're good. We're good. It just looks like an abandoned tent in disrepair.
So he is going to look at Nick. And how does he look in this dark lighting?
So Nick, right now, you're able to see like his face. He looks somewhat human. He's definitely covered in scars. He looks very patchworky. You do have knowledge of the Prime Realm, so you would recognize the reference of like a Frankenstein type creature.
Yeah, he would recognize. And what about the other two?
So you're able to very quickly identify. So backstory: Frederick has the fourth wall knowledge. That's fourth wall break knowledge. He can probably explain that to you if it ever comes up in story. But so you very evidently recognize the goblin as a small goblin, as well as. However, the other creature that's being dragged around is one that is another one of these kind of more foreign concepts to you. You've never seen anything kind of like it. It's, by the way, I'll also mention that because you're unconscious, Non, as you were being dragged, your body was slowly deflating because you were kind of holding the form. So at this point, you're seeing it kind of shrivel up in real time. So you're not really sure what it could be. Honestly, neither am I.
So he looks at Rita and says, "Champion, that was the name that you were given, correct?"
Yes.
And he looks at Nick.
Oh, are you guys in the tent? Can I assume you guys are in the tent right now?
Oh.
Yeah, we're in the tent. We're in the
Okay,
tent.
cool. Okay, yeah. So he looks at Nick.
Yo. Oh, what was the
he
question?
waits for him to say anything.
Oh, what was the question? Something about a champion?
He asked Rita, like, you were called a champion, yes? And she said yes, and so he turned to look at you.
Okay. Maybe once upon a time I was. Wait, am I supposed to say more than that?
No. I kind of look to Robot Guy, and at this point I'm like, there's obviously something that you're not sharing with the class. There's obviously something that you know is going on here. Care to share with the group?
Are you from here? Here, and in a larger sense?
No. Why?
He looks at Nick again as well.
I suppose I'm not exactly what you would call myself anymore. So I am from. I'm not sure what you mean by here, but this isn't. Yeah.
This world.
I'm also gonna say at this point, Non, you're beginning to regain consciousness. You're not quite
Hey.
there, but you're a bit woozy, and you're now just in your little puffball form.
Wait. Before I just to recheck on my lore, I am from this world, right?
You're from the past.
From the past. Okay, then yes, I am from this world.
I am
how-
here.
Oh, go ahead.
I am here for a very specific reason. I am trying to find someone.
Who are you trying to find?
A dimension walker.
That sounds spooky. What do you mean by dimension walker?
He arrived in a place somewhere else, and I am trying to set things right by finding him.
Okay then.
Do you know what this dimension walker looks like?
Also,
I
I'm gonna say,
do.
as he starts talking about this, Rita, you start getting a very slight.
Uh-oh.
Do you know it's like a manageable headache? It's like a headache, but
Sure.
you know you have a headache, but it's not really debilitating.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
you-
kind of like as I kind of say that, like, do you know what this dimension walker looks like? I get that headache and I go, and I bring my head up to my head, but nothing crazy. I'm still kind of like
Yeah.
looking at Robot Guy, and having this conversation.
He is, in most ways, unremarkable except for his wings. I don't know if this is a common trait here.
Now, hold up, pause everything. Why are we looking for this dimension walker? How do you know about this dimension walker? And what are we supposed to do about it?
Also, so that
I
she
have
can be
been-
part of the conversation, Non, we're gonna say that you are now awake.
Okay.
I feel bad for her having to sit there silently. All right. So yes, you may continue.
So this is just like a small rabbit puffball, right?
At this point, yes, it was once a very large 8-foot buff thing on a rabbit puffball. As this rabbit puffball begins to talk, he quickly snaps his hand over its mouth. and says,
I kind of see that go down, and I go,
Yeah, I could have gone down in a different.
He snaps its neck. All right.
He's just covering its mouth.
Just know that I'm very sweaty.
You kind of the moment
Rita-
you place your hand in, it sinks in a bit to what could be akin to
Oh.
pressing down on a soft wet sponge.
oh.
He kind of grimaces a little bit, like the panels on his body ripple in disgust.
Alright.
And he looks up again at Rita. You, who was it that gave you the title of champion?
Gosh, some small girl with pink hair
On an island.
on an island.
You
Her
see at this point a buff hand like sticks out of the puffball, moves Frederick's hand, and she just shouts, "My Oshi!" before the arm just sinks back in.
I guess I look at that. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just let that be for a little bit. And an island. Yes. Why?
Oh, you've seen that too.
The island?
He snaps his head to look at him again. Describe it.
It was a. I just remember drowning, and let's just say, dealing with someone extremely irritating, at least in my opinion. We didn't exactly get out to the strongest of starts.
with someone who what did they look like?
They were pink.
Pink hair.
Good enough.
Also, Rita, I'm gonna say at
He-
this point you also like have your little friendship bracelet.
Oh,
it says
yeah, I
Rita
do.
Influencia heart.
Yeah, I don't know.
BFFs.
I'm not like showing it off or anything,
Oh,
but
yeah,
it is
cool.
there.
Cool.
It is there.
Is that on my wrist as well?
No.
No, no, you have to earn my friendship. Okay?
Can I see the if I can like
Are you-
recognize Florencia's bracelet and then show off my light sticks?
Are you hiding it anyway, Rita, or is it just like there?
It's just on my hand. It's just on my wrist. Yeah.
So yeah, no, I'll say that. Yeah, you could, and then you'd immediately your light sticks are little. Yeah.
Yeah, because it has her face on it, right?
Oh my gosh, it does! so immediately as you guys are talking about this, the arm comes back out of the fur ball, holding what could only be described to those. So okay, Frederick, you would know what a light stick is. I'd say Rita would as well come from the future. Nick, you're from the past. You see a glowing rod with like a circular disc above it with some like rainbow kind of lights that are kind of spinning around, and in the middle of it is an exact picture of the goddess that summoned you guys, and it's her kind of winking with a little upside down like peace sign in front of her eye and sticking out her tongue to the side.
I like see it. I see the light stick pop up, and I point at it and I go, Florencia. And as I say her name, I put up my my hand, my wrist, and I point to my bracelet.
You guys
'Cause I
see
recognize.
a little turnip. It's like little beads in the shape of turnips that are tied together with a little panel that says like Rita Influencia BFFs.
Ah,
He puts his index finger up to his lips and then looks out of the tent.
I sorry.
He's also keeping an eye on the gate. Have any of the guards that are hunting us like gone and reported to us to the gate guards?
Oh yes, good question. Yes, you do see it. You do see the little guard looking around
Right.
left and right, and he goes to the gate guards. You can't hear what they're saying, but you can assume as much.
Right. It's pretty obvious.
He also meets up with a guard that was looking for the nudist.
Then
So he looks down at the goblin and mutters, "What about this one?"
oh yeah. Not exactly my first choice of partner, but they stuck with me through, I guess, the thickest of it. Couldn't leave them behind quite when we first met.
They're my lover.
Yes, and I suppose they're their lover now. Honestly, a lot more good happening for them than me lately.
Well, we're stuck in here for the moment. The guards, at least at this gate, are watching us. If we move quickly, maybe we can get to another gate before the guards there learn about our presence.
Listen, oh wait, do I have anything on my body? Do I have a dagger and any kind of weapon?
So your stuff was actually confiscated by the guard. That includes
Oh.
your little
Ah.
trunk.
Nerve.
No. Okay, fine. Is there any possibility of me getting that back?
If you take a little detour.
My stuff is kind of worth it.
I would assume so, yeah. It's yeah. Oh yes,
Where
hold
is
on.
it?
At this point, I would like you to I'm just gonna say that you start coughing a little bit, and what you spit out is a small like maggot looking thing.
Oh.
And you identify it as. Do you remember the time that Fluencia pulled one of these things out of your head, and it was like, it's a medic parasite.
Oh.
Peach flavored gummy.
So you,
A few panels on his face sort of adjust themselves into what could be approximated as wrinkling his nose in disgust.
but yes, not. So you are able to identify very quickly that at some point, you picked up one of those mimetic parasites. For anyone in chat who doesn't know what a mimetic parasite, it's a thought. It's an infectious thought, basically. And yeah, you picked up one of them, and your immune system once again just spat it out in the form of a maggot. But it's up to you to inform them of what it is. I'm not gonna. They don't know that.
Sorry,
They see a maggot.
brainworms.
Are you okay?
Yeah, it was tasty.
Oh yeah, you
Not
just
good
ate it
for my
again.
tum-tums.
Wait, did you just eat it again? After you spat it out, did you just eat it again?
No, but I could. Do you want me to?
I don't expose me like that. But what's it called? I'm joking. Chat, I'm joking. Oh my freaking god.
The
So
worms. The worms.
so yeah, so yeah, you guys just see that,
Wait.
and you just hear her go like, oh, brainworm.
Oh wait, did she not tell the rest of them about the parasites?
You assume not.
Ah, okay. I guess I will explain it, but I also don't know how to explain it because I kind of forgot to. So.
You can roll intelligence, and I can do my best to inform you.
Okay, thank you. Whee! Oh,
Okay, so you have pretty it didn't happen too long ago. You remember her telling you about how the person that might cause the great calamity is very good at using what you remember as like mimetic parasites, if you will. They specialize in. They are known as the One. That is the person who you're looking for, and your body, due to your unique physiology and psychology, I guess, has developed a immunity.
You're
to
weird and an
any-
idiot.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. It's developed an immunity to any foreign thoughts, and those foreign thoughts are very quickly manifested into a physical form and expelled out of your body. So basically, it means that like it's a very good way. She was like, "Oh, this will be." You're basically the canary. Do you know the canary that dies in the mine? So she was like, "Oh, this poison gas."
ah.
Yeah, you're like the canary, except you don't die. You just puke maggots.
Yeah. I'm a dumbass.
If that is what you wish to take from that explanation, that's fine with me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I got no thoughts.
But yeah,
Head
that's
empty.
that's basically what you remember. So you were basically sent as backup in order to kind of counter these brainworms.
Yeah. What he said. That's what I said. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna say that like in a very uncharacteristically, the bunny begins to just recite what I just
no,
said.
you know what? No, I want to hear it in this bunny things
yeah,
words.
You know, let's
I want
do
to hear
it.
it in this bunny things words. No.
Suddenly you're friendly to the bunny.
Oh no. Ah.
There are. Move,
Wait, it just cut off. It just completely
It
cut
cut
off. your
off.
voice.
It cut off.
there are. The nummy worms that goes into people's thoughts.
As it's talking, I look up to Nick and ask, "Is this thing sentient?"
Oh, I guess no more than the talking robot in the room.
Oof!
Oh. I'm gonna continue slowly explaining my explanation while they talk.
And so as the bunny is kind of prattling on, and I'm kind of my attention is lost, I turn to Mr. Robot. I go, "You asked me who it told me about what a champion is, and it's the girl that seemingly the three of us happen to have run into before. Have you run into Fluencia as well?"
Yes. She's holding on to my cloak until I finish my business here.
Your cloak, as in one separate from this one?
Oh yeah.
Different
Florencia
one.
stripped you!
I will say that you guys also remember she kind of had like an oversized cloak over her dress. She's been wearing it.
Oh. Okay.
The
So
goddess
obvious-
of
okay.
hat racks.
Goddess of hat racks.
Don't worry about it. The point is, we have all been given the same charge, it seems. I don't know how intentional this goddess is. It calls itself a goddess at the very least. But we are looking for someone. The one.
The one.
He has created a bit of a problem. We are all trapped here as it is, and if we do not find him, this world will collapse and we will sink into it.
And
Oh, that
also-
doesn't sound good. But what was I gonna say? It's interesting that you guys have that information because I wasn't given, or at least as far as my memory can tell, I didn't have all that information. I just got done with the battle, and my death was imminent, and may have actually happened. And let's just say when I first encountered the goddess, quote unquote, as you say, let's just say we didn't actually get out to the best of starts.
Indeed.
What do you mean?
Oh, I thought I was gonna, I didn't know how much trouble I was in, but let's just say, attempted murder wasn't completely off the table.
I grasp at my bracelet. I look shocked.
You also remember very specifically Fluencia seemed quite traumatized after and explaining that someone tried to kill her very recently.
I gasped and I also yeet my body toward his face in anger.
you just get freaking tackled by a fluff ball, Nick. It's kind of like nuzzling you aggressively.
So, Mr. Robot, this is a lot you're throwing at us. Where do we even start with?
Also, I'm
who
gonna
we're
say
supposed
at
to
one
look for?
point, the moment you say the moment he mentions out loud the word the one, firstly, Nick, you remember that thing that you freed during your at one point referred to itself as the one.
That is the one, huh? Interesting.
And Rita, you get a splitting headache, followed by images of the world crumbling, cyber angels filling the skies, tears, crying, and for special effects, a burning rubber ducky plush.
No!
Okay, so I need to ask. So, do we have any descriptions of the one? Do we have anything to go off of that would eventually lead us to them?
Right. And Tyr, would you refresh my memory?
So what you remember of him was when he was in full form, his face, he kind of rose into the air. He was still wearing his cloak. Skeletal like wings kind of expanded out of his back. He looked almost like a mockery of what an angel would look like, if you will. He kind of dark orbs. There were two dark orbs which kind of circled around him. And
Not the two dark orbs.
I believe his face kind of sunk into a void with two glowing blue eyes. As far as what he was wearing, his torso though seemed quite humanoid, well built, but it was wrapped in bandages. I'm pulling in the bandages. I'm filling in some things that I didn't tell you that first time, but just to help you now. But the
Wait.
wings are definitely.
Bren.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
Right.
Does that have any relation toward what I released last time?
So wait, I want to hear how Frederick describes it first. How would
Okay,
Frederick
go
would
for it.
describe it to you?
He is descript, skeletal wings, and some sort of power orbiting around him.
Okay.
His face like a pit.
Okay, so based on that, bar the face like a pit because you did see his face, Nick. It matches up pretty well to what you saw.
So was it the one that Let's keep it vague. Let go.
Yes, is the
Oh,
one that,
wow.
to keep it vague, you brought onto this world through human sacrifice.
All right.
To keep it vague.
So, okay. So, that sounds awfully familiar toward a encounter I had before I ended up here of all places. So, how do I put this? So, your
You've seen
description,
him.
yes, your description sounds very familiar, and well, not quite 100% of what I had seen. I was on my way out of a prison once I had woken up, and when I went to go defeat the warden, I had seen, or I had prevented a ritual from taking place, and this ritual was summoning something. And when I managed to stop the ritual with my friend over there, I wasn't quite sure. I'm not sure if they told me a few things, and then they thanked me, and then they let themselves out. And the best way I can put it is I may have let whoever this chosen one you're talking about free.
Excellent. That means that you have the opportunity to make up for your lack of decisive action.
The
Now,
lack
we
of decisive
must-
action with lack of information, I mean, it's all debatable, but long story short is I'm sure we'll be fine.
Are you ready to make up for your mistake?
I suppose. At the end of
Then
the
we
world, all that
leave.
doesn't sound great.
And
Okay.
also,
Then we leave
But
now.
before we go, we do have to attend to one thing. My gear holds some importance. I need to go grab it.
The guards are on their way to alert the other gates. Whatever your gear is, it had best be worth these precious seconds.
Well,
Do you
The
know where
gear-
your stuff is?
I'm not entirely sure. It's probably back at the guard station, but I do want to go get my guitar. My guitar is very precious to me. And also I did happen upon a let's just say a book. The book I haven't had a chance to appraise it or check it of any kind, but it did seem important when I grabbed it. So
Seem important. Why?
let's just say the book seemed heavier than it should have been. Should have been possible. It gave the strangest of feelings, and I have a feeling it might have something to do with what we're doing here.
Fine. So he
I have
will
the-
lead.
Oh,
He
sorry.
will again. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I have the ability to disguise him as a prison guard to just quickly do it, right?
yeah, you could just do it. You could just suddenly do it.
Okay.
I mean, I was about to break out an old classic from my.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
but
Also, going back, yeah, Rita as well. The description
Ah.
that Frederick gave also just has a striking. I think you did pick up on it actually, but it does have a striking resemblance to certain angels you're familiar with.
Yes, yes.
Okay. But yes. So at this point, you guys notice something. You guys notice something a little off about your surroundings. Roll. I want all four of you to individually roll perception. I know this went past the perception to be a thing, but I like doing this more.
Sure.
20?
Oh.
18.
Cool.
9.
Cool. Who rolled a 1?
What do you think?
All right, I see. All right, cool. So yeah, at this point, all of you who rolled the 20, so Rita rolled 20, and who
Yeah.
rolled the 18?
That would be me.
Okay. So the two of you, so Rita, immediately your head snaps back,
Oh.
and you notice a figure kind of looming in the shadows. It seems to actually be. So Nick, you also see this figure kind of looming in the shadows that are there. But Rita, you notice a little bit more. You notice that they almost seem to be completely ignoring your guys' presence. Right? It was here
Oh.
this entire time. It was almost concealing its presence. It was almost, you guys didn't even notice it upon entering. It's almost as if it only just manifested, and it seems to just be messing with some things on a table, cooking almost, or
Oh.
yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
But it just looks like
I-
a shadow right now.
Gotcha. Kind of like in the middle of listening to this conversation, my head goes up. I turn around. I bring my staff up, kind of towards the shadow, and I go, "Who's there?"
I'll
Towards
also
the-
pull out my flute club.
Mm-hmm. And Nick, what about you? Because at this point you've noticed it as well.
I don't exactly have a weapon to pull out, do I? I
Oh,
just
true.
turn and
You don't get to look
Sorry.
cool with us. Sorry.
I just turn and just dramatically pose to intimidate.
Oh my god, yeah, that's hilarious. All right. So
And I critically failed.
oh yeah, so yeah, now you're just kind of rolling
Just
around as a
vibing.
puffball.
Yeah.
It's, yeah, it's just like picture this, like flute comes out, staff comes out, awkward but dramatic pose, followed by a tumbleweed, but it's just non. All right. So at this point, the voice goes, the figure in the corner goes, that's not a very nice thing to ask someone, especially when you've broken into their house.
Oh.
But it's a pleasure to meet you all. Would you care to browse my wares?
Yo, let's go.
Wait.
Oh,
We still
shopping.
can't see them.
It literally seems to be almost right now. You see them as a talking shadow, if you will.
I suppose I'd be a little bit more. I realize that this is not our house. But I would definitely feel a little bit better if we could see you a little bit more properly. I am willing. We are willing, I suppose, to be patrons.
to browse your wares.
Yes.
Of course. Let me come and greet you all. Suddenly, the shadow kind of moves and shifts along the wall before suddenly sliding. Before you see it kind of move to the edge of the wall, to when when you think like, okay, this person's about to step out, but the shadow itself then slides onto the ground and slides towards you guys until you see the figure of what looks like an elderly woman, kind of just her shadow, kind of right in front of you of the floor. There we go. My apologies, my dears. I have a tendency to blend in with the background. Now,
Just a
Understandable.
shadow.
mm-hmm.
So we still can't see her, but I'm-
No. This shadow is disembodied. It is in front of you guys and is very
Oh.
clearly cut out on the ground. We're not attached
Gotcha.
to anything.
Okay, sounds good. I guess. All right, I guess let's just roll on ahead with buying stuff. I'm not gonna question too much more past this point.
She smiles. She says, of course. She moves around and then she moves from one hay bale to another, and you see her kind of dip into the hay bale and slowly little trinkets seem to slowly push themselves out of the hay bales. And she says, "And I heard you were being chased. Don't worry. Let's just say that I choose who enters my domain, so you feel free to browse my wares at any time. Sorry for eavesdropping, though."
I guess I still have my staff up at this point, but kind of like looking towards like Nick, and he seems pretty like okay with it, so I kind of just put I don't put it completely away. I kind of use it like almost like not a walking stick, but I have it. It's ready. It's in my hand. It's ready to go if needed. But I put my staff kind of down from that sort of fighting sort of position.
It's to your side.
And yes, and I guess I start looking at the wares, I want to address the lady. So what exactly do you sell here in your shop?
Well, as a matter of fact, what I sell is little tidbits of. She smirks.
Oh,
And you see the little trinkets, all they seem to be containers of sorts. They seem to be like pots. Not pots, we've been had enough pots. Like little
market's so
boxes
saturated.
and lockets, and some of them begin to slowly slide open. She says, "I guess you could say I'm a peddler of knowledge. you giving me something in return, I tell you a little bit. Don't worry, it's fine. My prices are good.
Do you have candy?
We also have candy.
Christ.
Yay!
She kind of like the shadow kind of darts around the room to a little bowl on the side, and you see what looks like an assortment of rather dusty but hard candy. Little swirls.
I want it.
Yo, hold on, man. I gotta ask a question. Would you happen to have any cash on you?
I'll actually check my pockets in this cloak.
So thankfully, you do have about like 10 copper coins. You identify them.
It
as
says I
copper.
have 11 bits.
11 copper coins.
11, yeah.
My notes were off.
Okay, what about Rita? Do you have any cash on you?
Oof, no.
He-
Consider me fresh out of bits, copper, coins, etc.
So
Okay,
I'll
would you-
ask.
I ate
what
the whole bowl of
kind
candy.
knowledge?
Oh my gosh.
Knowledge is rarely helpful if it's non-specific.
Mm.
The oh yeah. It's so as you're asking her that, she says, well, we have specifics here, of course. She kind of leads you over, ushering over, and as she does, she kind of acknowledges and nods and says, "You guys are paying for that, by the way." And then she says, she like a few of these lockets. She goes to an area with a bunch of little lockets, and they begin to like rattle, and then suddenly fly forward and like fly into the air and open. And she says, "We have one. You may choose." Unfortunately, see, these things come in sets, and we first reasons that I will tell you if you probe, but I'm sure I don't want to bore you. You can only really acquire one of the three, but should you buy one of these 3 lockets, you may know a calamity that may or may not happen or may have happened. You have a calamity that is happening, or a calamity that will happen, or a calamity that has happened.
He looks over at the others and says, "A soothsayer."
And she mentioned calamity. You mentioned something about a calamity earlier, right?
Calamities are as ancient as the world. And he turns to them and says, "We are running out of time." He looks at Rita and says, "The guards are not after us. They are after these other 2. And this one," he looks down at the unconscious goblin.
Still unconscious, by the way.
No, I have to ask.
Yeah.
Will you be gobbling those nuts?
Oh my goodness.
Also, like, how much money do I have? Is it 206 or 2d6?
Of what?
Money.
Copper, you actually do. You have, we rolled it, and you have exactly 6.
I have exactly 6? Oh, okay.
So you do have it. That's
We are
just
burning-
in your floof.
Okay, I'm a fool.
So are you saying, Freddy?
He looks to Rita and says, "We are burning time."
You say we gotta get out of here?
I'm
I-
saying that I don't know how much longer our presence will be tolerated
By
I
the guards?
by the guards.
What are you saying, Nick?
Oh, I was gonna say was I have like some stuff that would actually help us here. I have a gold necklace, 20 copper, and we could use that to purchase the things we need here. If it's about a calamity, I feel like this information would be useful to us if everything here is leading me to believe we're supposed to be stopping a bit of trouble from what it looks like. I feel like having some kind of knowledge on maybe incoming events or the current event right now would actually help us out quite a bit.
How do we know that we are getting what we need?
Sometimes you just gotta take it on faith.
Again, he wrinkles his nose at him. Do with your money what you will.
Is there any way we can see if any of the trinkets have some sort of like give off some sort of like indication that it has some sort of importance.
Actually, yes. He will.
Yeah.
I will attempt to sense if any of these have a similar scent on them to this one.
Awesome. Wait, you're referring to Rita?
No, I'm
Oh.
referring to our. I'm referring to my mark.
Your mark?
Our mark.
Huh?
The one we're hunting.
Oh. Yes. Okay. Awesome. So at this point, you're kind of like looking around some of the trinkets. You're not getting like a direct. You're not getting anything like direct from each of them. Nothing is like it was made by him, right? However, you are also kind of, how do I describe it? There's a strange feeling in this place. It seems somewhat familiar to you, this tent, but none of the trinkets themselves are giving off those marks. Or giving off the scent, sorry.
How much do all the trinkets cost?
I think they're knowledge or something, right?
No
Or
knowledge?
You trade knowledge? Is that what it was?
Sorry?
Is it that we trade knowledge? Is that the price?
No, it's literally you
Oh.
can buy these trinkets and they contain knowledge.
Then how much are they?
She looks over and she says, "Oh, not much. Someone such as I doesn't need for much. I merely want to share with all of you. Maybe a handful of copper, nothing more, nothing less."
I kind of look towards Mr. Robot because I know he's our wallet right now. And I see him kind of like looking over and I ask him, is anything standing out to you?
She also points to the bowl, the empty bowl, and is asking for
Oh,
payment.
How much is for the candy too?
That one will be about, let's say 10 copper. Because they were expensive.
I gave her all I have.
That is 6 copper. I need 10 copper.
I'm about to take out my loincloth and give it to her too.
She looks, well, you can't see where she's looking. She just says, does anybody else have some copper? I'm not one to take the shirt off someone's back, if you will.
So can I, while these guys are doing what am I able to go sneak off and do my thingy and get my stuff?
Yeah, you can if you want. It's a bad
how about we do
idea,
that?
I will say, but because we have to split the party, and it's balanced for 4, if that makes sense. You can try to convince them to come with you again if you want, but I will say that she kind of looks left and right, and she sees no one speaking up, and she sighs. She takes the 6 coins, but immediately you feel like throwing up again. The moment she's accepted payment. You immediately throw up another maggot.
Bleh. I sell this.
Why do you keep doing that?
Are you okay? Is it some sort of medical condition?
Sorry, indigestion.
Oh my gosh, I love that. But yeah, so you
I still have no idea why this is happening. Like, in game or out of game, I am.
The maggot thing, right?
So will we say? Oh, so this is what I'll do.
someone-
Okay. So Frederick, since Non's character tried to explain it, can you roll an
Right.
intelligence and I'll see if I can translate it. See if you were able to decipher anything. It's also at this
Sounds
point that
good.
you guys see Nick starting to kind of like sneak away. But first things first, we'll do this. 10 plus your intelligence.
0.
0, and then you have a boon.
Okay. Me. 15.
Okay. So very roughly, based on the rather crude explanation given by the rabbit, it seems as though they are highly sensitive to mimetic parasites, brainworms, if you will. Anytime someone tries to infect them with a thought-borne pathogen or parasite, their body immediately just throws it up because it's just like it's a
Right.
hostile environment. The environment
Right.
is too hostile for thoughts to exist.
Right. He rolls his eyes and chucks another, like, he fishes 4 bits out of his pocket and throws them at her.
Okay,
Here.
so she takes them and she smiles and she slowly sinks back into the darkness a little bit. She kind of steps back and you just hear her going, "Thank you for your purchase." Rita, can you roll intelligence?
Yeah. 20?
And, yeah.
D20? Okay.
And Nick, can you roll agility to see how well you're
Oh.
sneaking?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Use one of my die. Go.
Hey,
I got a 3.
13.
Okay, if you actually do remember, you can say it, but I will say that you vaguely remember San mentioning something about purchases, but you're not remember. You
Oh
don't
my
really remember
God.
what.
He said no. He said not to buy anything.
Not to buy anything.
Meanwhile, Nick,
Oh.
you're kind of sneaking out the side, itsy bitsy, like looking for your. You're kind of gonna attempt to get your stuff. Roll perception.
Nick? Or
Who, me?
Yeah, Nick, roll
Okay.
perception. And meanwhile, okay, 16, perfect. Meanwhile, inside, Rita, did you say that out loud?
I get. She grabs the coins and she like kind of goes back into the shadows, and I guess I like in that moment I like put my hand up to my mouth and I go, "Don't spend money." I look back at the I kind of like look back in shock to the group after I said that, but I'm still like I shocked after the realization.
So Nick, I'm gonna say that you kind of hear this as you're trying to sneak out, and Frederick and Non, you definitely do hear this.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't buying anything. I was covering for this one.
We both look at this one.
Awesome.
Wait, was the candy delicious?
It was lovely. Peach
Oh, it was
flavored.
great.
And
Oh,
so I guess
perfect.
kind of like still in a state of shock from like that just odd memory that I had from my friend San. I kind of go, I think we gotta get out of here. And can I start following wherever Nick's
Yeah,
going?
you.
Finally,
yeah.
sense from one of you.
So you kind of move out, and as you go out the door, you see Nick already outside the door because you didn't see him
Oh my
sneak
God.
off. So you see that he was like mid sneak, kind of. Is everybody else following?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
So,
shadow creature kind of.
As we're kind of like going out the door, can I guess I guess we're gathered by the door, or we're exiting the building.
Mhm.
I am going to follow at a distance.
Okay.
God.
So what are you
Okay.
saying? Ruth?
No, I don't know. Never mind.
All right. So as
Go
this is happening,
Mm.
the shadow creature doesn't seem to stop you. It is a. Meanwhile, I'm gonna say that
Oh God. Oh
Nick,
no.
since you're ahead, you see a few guards kind of marching and patrolling around, especially seeing as there was damage done to the guardhouse itself. There seems to be a lot of them kind of marching around, doing little patrols, asking citizens what they saw. But you're able to catch what looks like one citizen pointing towards the tent.
Oh shit.
But like it's at an angle that they're not pointing at you. They're like kind of like pointing at the tent itself, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So I think somebody might have just told on us. So I think we better get moving.
I kind of turn to Mr. Robot and I go, "You mentioned a
Oh,
gate."
I'm like I
You're like-
grab her so that us two
Oh.
are following farther behind,
Oh, I see. Okay.
Um, and I explain.
Uh,
If we stay far enough behind, they won't pin us to them. We could potentially move about
Oh.
unhindered.
I see.
What was it?
You mentioned a gate. to get out of here?
If we can, not any specific gate. I don't know this place, but if we can find another gate out before the guards alert the other guards at that gate, we may stand a chance of leaving.
What about Nick and the others?
We'll figure it out.
Are we able to split the party?
I'm saying no. You're close enough.
No, we're
that you
we're
guys
not,
can
we're
hear.
not
Okay, I
splitting
was
the
about to
party.
say,
We're
yeah.
just, like, I'm just
I was
making
like-
sure that
Yeah.
Rita and I are following at a distance.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
cool.
so you guys can hear the conversation, but it's like they're following enough that they could feign innocence if need be.
Yeah.
Gotcha,
Um,
gotcha.
so
Understood.
at this
Can I carry
point-
the goblin with me?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, the
So at this point, you guys are kind of sneaking about. Is there anything you want to do in specifically, Nick, to try to stay out of view? Also, Non, you were saying something
Yeah.
about By the
I
way,
can
Non, you're
create
still in
a
furball form.
distraction. Huh?
Alright, so do you want to go back into buff form, or do you want to go?
No,
Are you staying in?
I can just change someone into a guard. Because I
You
can
do
disguise
that.
anybody.
Like they don't know you can do that. Do you want to just do it
Yeah.
suddenly?
How about instead of a guard, just change me into a random person, just random citizen. Fuck it.
Okay. Can I cast
a guard
this?
makes a lot of sense though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all
Right.
right. Yeah,
Okay.
you're right.
Because like that, then you could easily go and get what you need.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're metagaming a little
I'm
bit.
gonna
Oh,
say
yeah.
that I'm gonna
Okay.
say that Non's character said it out loud. I can
Yeah.
just change someone into a guard. They said out loud. Okay.
And I was like, can make noise from a distance.
So then, Nick, why don't you disguise yourself as a guard and go get your stuff?
Yeah, for sure. Let's do that.
Okay.
Okay. Are
Okay.
you guys good with that? It would be a slight detour. Also,
Yeah.
how are we on time? We've just crossed 2.5 hours. Will we start wrapping it up soon if you guys need to go?
After the next major
Okay.
Yeah,
event.
next
Yeah.
major story beat. Yeah.
Sound good. Sounds good. All right. So at this point, Non taps your or actually wait, Non, you're gonna have to do the wet willy thing.
Okay, yeah, I did a wet willy.
All right.
hell
So
no.
so Nick, yeah, you see your finger approaching your ear.
Oh.
You good? You good with that? Oh, all right. Suddenly, as you say, you just feel your body seem to contort in shape, and suddenly you're a much shorter statured man. You've been modeled kind of after the only other guard that none really saw was the one who she told was looking for a nudist. So you morph into that person, but your voice is still somewhat your own. So be aware of that.
Yeah, and can I cast clamor at the opposite direction too to distract
Okay.
the other guards?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, and I cast clamor.
Awesome. So, at this point, Nick, you've turned into one of the guards. It's kind of like your face is still... Actually, non, did you specifically try to turn him into that guard, or just did you give him a different face? Kind of. I know you probably just matched the outfit and stuff.
I turned him to that guard but with a mustache.
Okay, cool.
Oh.
All right, Nick, that's you. And meanwhile, yeah, non, you point your finger out. You kind of close your eyes, and you kind of see like a potted plant in the distance. And you kind of angle your finger so it looks like you're kind of giving the potted plant like a wet willy. And you just poke it, and then suddenly the plant seems to shake, and like there's like a bunch of noise starts to emit from it. Is there any specific noise? I think you can do voices. No, yeah, I think you can do
Oh.
voices.
I'm gonna make it sound like as if it's a some sort of random naked man singing "Nasty Girl, Nasty."
What? No,
From
wait.
inside the pot, it echoes around the area. You guys hear a faint murmur. You guys are almost like, oh, what's happening to that plant? Starts to shake, followed by, I've been in the voice of very similar to, do you know the guy that played Hamilton?
Lin-Manuel Miranda?
Yeah, in his voice, you're like, I've been a nasty girl. I've been a nasty girl. Is someone gonna match my shot? Is what you hear.
That's crazy.
Is what happens over there, and there's like, I was doing some rolls. I can't believe they just got a 1 on this. I guess
That was a lot.
the guards are like, hey guys over here. I think we've got one of the suspects. You guys, I hate this. But All right, there's guards. You see like a small platoon of guards beginning to surround the pot. Using this opportunity, Nick, you're able to slip past, and you're able to make your way back past the pot place. There's now a big closed brackets on a date on the front, and the lights are off inside. But yeah, you're able to kind of make your way over. You do remember some stairs that led up to the upstairs. Some like a ladder.
Okay.
All right. So, yeah, what's the plan?
Guess we just use the distraction. I'm just gonna go check the station to see if I can get my stuff back.
Awesome.
I mean, yeah.
Awesome. Let me change the music to match.
I apologize, but I seem a little tuned out. I'm like trying to deal with a
good,
couple
all
things in
good.
the background.
No, you're so good, man.
You're
Um,
good.
Okay.
You're very good.
So at this point, you're kind of moving over to the side, and you look around for the stairs. Wait,
Where are these stairs?
Where did the stairs go? I thought these were stairs. 1 second. Let me
No worries.
excuse me
Just
for a
pretend
second
it's
while I
there.
turn the lights on.
Whoa!
Oh, there we go.
Oh my gosh!
okay.
It's suddenly daytime.
All right, so
Horrifying.
yeah. Oh no, we're outside. So yeah, you kind of see an area kind of over in the distance. You see some stairs, and as you're walking, suddenly
Oh, I see.
you hear a voice kind of coming from the shadows to your right, going, "Duh, stupid guards! You don't do anything for us anyway." You kind of hear like a bunch of jeering and booing as you kind of look on the side and see like a small like family, like a dad, like a wife and two small children kind of huddled up kind of with a cloth wrapped around them, and the dad kind of looking at you kind of protectively, almost like a cornered animal.
Are we still following from a distance?
You guys can. Yeah.
Hmm.
Actually,
Okay,
wait. Do you wanna? There's the rabbit is still a rabbit, as a little buff rabbit.
No, I'm not a buff rat. I'm a deflated. Remember?
Okay, so okay, cool. What are you guys doing with the goblin?
Oh.
You're gobbling these notes.
Yeah.
Goodness.
That's your choice.
What?
I think Non has the goblin.
Well, in
Yeah.
furball mode cannot carry the
Not.
goblin.
Oh,
Oh,
I'll
I can't
carry
have
the
my arm
goblin.
out.
It's not a sack of potatoes.
If you have the arm out and you're dragging the goblin, you will be dragging the goblin on the ground, which is okay if you want. Goblin is also
Can
on
you,
the
like-
Do it. He's been through a lot.
Can I have it in my head?
Like stow the goblin?
Yeah,
the
can we put him?
floof?
Oh, that's true. Okay.
Oh, store him where? Do you want to store him? I was gonna say no,
I
you
don't
can't
know.
store him in the
Put him
floor.
on a corner.
There's barrels.
Yeah,
There's
like we
empty
could-
barrels around if you
Yeah,
want.
yeah. Can we like keep him safe? I feel like he'd
Okay.
maybe is safer not with us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright.
now that he's away from the guards is.
All right.
attention.
So you guys proceed to stuff the goblin into a barrel.
Why does he need to go in something?
He doesn't need to go in something. He could just be like.
He's a
Are you just in the
dude.
corner? All right, you can
Yeah,
jump in
he's
there.
just
Conscious.
hanging out.
It's a market. You can just put him on the street. He'll be fine.
Yeah, yeah.
What's the worst that could happen? You know?
Oh my.
True. Okay. Okay, so yeah, he's just there. You guys kind of prop him up nicely. You disguise him to look like a drunkard.
Okay.
And okay, you guys
I
kind of
got it.
follow around behind. And you guys kind of
Okay.
hear this go down. With like the person kind of talking to Nick. And Nick, at this point, how do you react to that?
I roll to ignore.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Perfect. 10 out of 10. So this
I actually want to roll though. If not,
Oh, you want to
That's
actually leave it up to the
No.
dice if you ignore it? Okay, go.
yeah, like okay, higher I go, more likely lower I go. I guess maybe I'll
Alright.
engage.
All right, I'm good with this. I'm very good with this. That's a 6.
Okay, let's just say that's the ignore. Let's go ahead and keep going.
All right, cool.
You
Cool.
you could have just said ignore from the beginning.
Cool.
I could have, but you
You
know.
wanted to, but.
Okay, so you guys choose to ignore him, and you guys continue to make your way down, kind of keeping an eye out. Most of the guards seem to be out on patrol. You kind of make your way over. I'm just gonna move Nick. Assume you're with him, so I don't have to keep
Okay, yeah,
going back and forth. Kind of make your way up the stairs. You look left and right. You don't see anyone right now, Nick. Do you choose to keep going?
Yes.
All right. You kind of keep pushing up. And that's when you
Do
see
you wish to continue? Yes or no?
F to continue. So upon walking up and turning the corner, you do see a guard kind of stationed around a large hut, and inside you see a very familiar chest.
Oh, my baby. All right. What about my guitar?
You don't see it. Roll perception. Roll perception.
Oh, not leaving it. Okay. Go. Damn.
So you don't see it, but you can assume that if that's where your trunk is, it's probably where they keep the confiscated goods.
Okay.
Okay. So what would you like to do? He's currently kind of patrolling. He doesn't really pay any mind to you. He does see you though, unless you want to hide before approaching him. But you are disguised as the guard.
Okay, I guess I'll engage in conversation, I'll try to get make sure I know where all my stuff is. I guess.
Almost seems like you've been here before. All right, so you walk up. The guard notices you and is like, "Oh, Frank, nice mustache."
Oh, I'm not Frank. I'm his brother Hank.
Hank. Hank. Oh, you're the brother from the Northern Kingdom. You
Yes,
have a
absolutely.
striking resemblance.
My God.
What? You're a guard. I guess you're helping your brother, huh?
Yeah, he's having a bit of a tough time of it. I'm just,
Also, don't worry, Chad. I am rolling in the background. They're just failing abysmally. Anyway, what are you
Oh my God.
What were you saying, Nick?
Anyway, I'm just helping him out. Taking some shifts off his hand or helping him during shift. It depends on what he needs that day. Today, I'm here to get some. Fuck, my brain's all fried.
No, you're good.
Oh, is it? I'm here to. What was it? We're releasing a prisoner today, so I'm just looking to get his stuff and help him get on his way.
Exciting. Yeah, no, come in here and check this out. There's something really cool in here. I was gonna show someone, but I'm kind of nerding out about it. Oh crap. Oh, he's disappeared.
And he ascends into the heavens.
There he is. All right, so he kind of like leads you into the room.
Okay.
And there you see an assortment of goods, several things that have been confiscated. You see what looks like many different what do you call it? Some boots, some clothing, some jewelry. You see your trunk, and on top of the trunk, much to your heartbreak, is your guitar strings down on the trunk.
Okay. Oh, so I need to ask a question. Who moved the stuff here?
I believe it was your brother.
Good to know.
Frank?
Nick
You're
will
like,
remember
Frank's
this.
gonna get it.
He says, but yeah, no, it's check this out. And he says he like leans over to the what are they called? The tuning knob thingies. And he just begins to turn them, and you hear the strings begin to tighten. It's like, look, it makes a weird sound when you do this.
Damn, those are fighting words.
Can I see it?
You see him over tightening the strings of your guitar.
Okay. I nudge him out of the way a little bit. It's like, do you mind if I take a look at it?
He goes, oh yeah, sure.
Okay. While I have the guitar, I ask him to look around for what was it? Something underneath the chest, and to distract him for a moment.
He says, he looks and he's like, underneath. What could be down there?
I'm not entirely sure, but they told me something important. That's all I know.
It's probably Larry's Suspicious painting collection, he says as he grumbles and gets and like kind of crawls down to check what's underneath. So the chest's on a little, actually on a little kind of stool kind of thing. So it kind of tries crawling underneath.
Okay, I rolled to cling the guitar over his fucking head.
Roll to hit with a boon. This should be a guarantee. Would you like to use trickery?
What do you mean trickery?
Trickery gives you an added boon and added damage if it hits.
Please.
All right. roll a d20 along with 2 d6s and take the higher d6.
Okay.
That is an insane roll. That is a solid 24. Roll 2d6 damage.
Is that murder?
Are you doing it lethally or are you
Straight to knockout.
Okay.
Murder's cool though.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah. Murder's okay.
That wasn't a roll, by the way. When I went to go drop the dice, it
the kind
just
of
went
glitch.
flat down. Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, okay, there's the natural roll.
7 damage. All right, perfect.
Okay.
All right.
So at this point, the axe, the you're not using the axe part of the guitar, right? You're just using the.
Nope, just the blunt side.
You guys hear from outside the sound of string going like almost strummed, but kind of like in discourse, and followed by a big boom. And yeah, so the guy is currently knocked out and underneath the chest. That was cool. Well done. He didn't even have time to react. He didn't even see you.
So I'm gonna do 2 things. I want to get my stuff together. Number 1, and number 2, I want to loot him.
You're
Yeah,
insane.
loot!
So you open the chest, and once again, this like black bubbly, what do you call it? Liquid is kind of oozing out. You see a bunch of like body parts that you collected, as well as your gold necklace in there. You see, for a split second, once again, you see that weird face kind of look up at you from inside the black kind of liquid, followed by a as the guy that you had on your back just like pushes his head out of there and is like, "Oh my gosh, you do not know how long I've been in there for. I thought it was gonna run out of air."
Well, it looks like it keeps you alive indefinitely. Ain't that something nice?
Why was I in there? Where are we? Why am I
Well,
in there?
It wasn't exactly my choice to put you in there. It seems like they did, or well, maybe we did it in a panic. It doesn't matter. I've come to get you and the rest of the stuff out of here.
I appreciate it. He says, "Okay, I'm gonna catch my breath." Okay.
Well,
so
I
what else
hate to break your heart, but I think you're gonna have to go back in just for a little bit.
Are you gonna start closing the chest?
Well, first I'll lay the guitar in there first. Anything else that isn't important beyond the chest, I'm gonna shove in there.
So
and I'm
you
just
see
gonna-
his
I'm gonna-
armor. The guard's armor is in there. You also see what looks like a really nice ring he's wearing.
Yeah,
And apart from that, there's like his undergarments.
I'll take the undergarments.
Cool. You
Yeah.
stripped this man.
Oh my goodness.
And everything is shoved in the chest. And the guy goes like, "Oh, yeah, it's getting a little cramped in here. Better let me out, right?"
Not quite. We'll talk about it more later, buddy. I'll be sure to hold up my end of the bargain. Just hang in there a little longer.
And as you start closing the chest, he goes, "Wait. It's locked."
Wait.
You just hear muffled screams of anger from inside the chest. But
Anyway,
you're
I
able-
sling it over my shoulder and I start making my way back to everybody.
All right. Oh, yeah, also the book was next to it. You didn't put that inside.
Oh, wait,
You
I
do have
thought I thought that was covered when I said I was like taking anything that was mine and putting it in the chest.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's in there too. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right, then I got everything I needed.
All right. as you're making your way out. Oh wait, wrong guy. That's not you. As you're making your way out, roll perception.
Okay. 15.
15. You do see someone else that seems to be making their way up here. All of you guys are here at this point, but they're kind of around like here.
Okay.
And you're making your way out. So you see Nick walking out with a huge trunk slung over his back, as well as a load of other
Oh,
guards.
don't you
kind of
dare
making
tell me it's fucking Frank.
you don't see who it is, but it's up to you. What do you do? It's one of those things where they will see you making your way out.
Well, he's a guard.
Mm-hmm.
And sorry, how far behind are we?
You guys would be. Wait. Oh wait. What did I do? I pressed. You guys are right. Oh. You guys are like right here. Kind of like
Gotcha.
around the
where's-
corner.
And then someone's coming up the stairs.
He's coming. They're. Yes. Yes, they are.
Oh, do we see them?
You guys would see them marching up. Yes, they seem to be a guard.
Oh.
Nothing particularly. They don't have any defining features. They're not like super. They're not like 8 foot tall and have a scar and look like an obvious boss fight.
Can I cast?
As the guard is coming, as the guard is on the way up, I will lean over to Rita and murmur, perhaps we should send him off.
Send him off how?
Kill him.
Fight. Tell him there's a fight over there.
Oh, I'm assuming you mean like there's something going on in the distance.
Yes. Tell him.
Oh, okay. I go up to the guard and I go, "Excuse me, sir."
You kind of run down towards him.
Yeah.
And he looks at you and he kind of assumes that like you'd gone to the guard tower and something and then just come back. It's nothing too suspicious.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh, thank goodness. I found a guard. It looks like there's something going on over there. I'm worried that something's going wrong. Is
My
there any
God.
way? I'm
The gu-
sorry. I can't. I'm a terrible liar.
The guard. Oh my gosh, yes.
I guess I'm not coherent. I'm kind of just like, there's something going on over there. I need your help.
Okay.
Like-
Perfect. Roll will.
Also,
What
can
do
I
you-
assist by like in the meantime casting an illusion happening in the so that they can see?
What kind of illusion? You have minor illusion and it is long distance. So you could. The furthest
Okay.
you could cast it is. Allow me to. Where is it?
Measure.
This has a handy dandy tool where I should be able. There it is. You'll be able to cast it like there at the furthest.
Yeah. Okay. I cast
An
a.
audio, like an
Uh-huh.
audio illusion would be enough, right? Like just the sound of scuffle.
Oh, that's true. Should I do audio?
Yeah, you do have another casting of clamor, if you want.
Okay. I I make it sound like as if there's like inappropriate things happening over there.
Pro.
Okay, see, I don't even need to ask to be like, what do you mean by that? Because it's non. All right, so
I got a 9.
9. Okay, you have a +6 because of Non's distraction, and Non, as you're going over, right, before you go to the guard, Non's just like basically informs you, like, she's like, I've got you, like I'll cast an illusion.
God.
And so you go in with a little bit more confidence, and you're able
Yeah.
to. So yeah, roll a d6 and add that to your roll.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's your boom.
Yippee.
6. Perfect.
Yay!
So the guard's like, oh yeah, wait, what kind of commotion is it? Is everything up? And then you both pause, and I'm not going to describe it, but you hear exactly what you hear: inappropriate noises
Sure.
coming
Sure.
from
You hear
across the
Seabat
room.
in the distance.
I can make the illusion happen too
And
in the
at-
distance.
Okay, so
Oh my god, Seabat! Yeah, what can I make it in the pattern of Seabat?
Oh my god.
so you hear noises followed by da 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 da, and then Rita. Listen, the guy go. You both pause, like you and the guard both pause. You sort of turn ever so slightly to try to give Non like a side eye, and then suddenly the guard looks to see the illusion of like shadows of someone moving to the tune of Seabat in the distance.
How would you
and-
do that?
Anyway,
go on.
There's many shorts. It's very funny,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
Go on.
but the guard sighs and
The
then
guard
turns
sighs?
around and he just starts walking. He just starts walking towards it.
Yeah,
You see him take a baton out of his like a holster, and he just starts walking towards it. That is one way to distract a guard. Thank you, you guys. Prima Project represent.
But it makes sense of why she's speechless.
It does. I
does.
am not doubting.
Truly lost for words. there.
True. Yes.
We gotta get out of here.
Yeah, you guys now have the trunk. You have everything you guys have. And I'm guessing you guys are gonna look for an exit. And should we wrap
Yeah.
on that bombshell?
Oh my
Shall
goodness.
we wrap that up?
Sure.
Yeah.
That sounds good to me.
I'm crying, guys. Okay, so Chad, how did you guys?
How do you feel about how we're interacting with your beautiful,
Yeah. What are your
lovely
thoughts?
the tabletop game? Are
Uh,
we doing justice?
So objectively, as a DM, I'm loving every second of it. As the person in charge of moderating my content, I'm crying on the inside in very different levels. But as a DM, I'm loving how you guys are absolutely. I love the dynamic. I'm so happy. But like, oh my god.
Inappropriate could mean like bad language.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
It
they
could
are.
be.
The shadow it's someone cursing to the tune of Seabat.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You could say Demon Warrior, no. So Demon Warrior said you could say it ended on a happy ending.
It's just a massage.
Stop. Anywho, how did you guys find that? It's a bit of a weird pacing because usually with campaigns you can go a lot longer, so I can let you guys dwell on things more, let you guys suffer. But just with the nature of only having a limited episodes, I have to kind of
No,
push the
this is
story
good.
forward.
No, this is good.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
I think it's a very chaotic dynamic for sure. Keeps me on my toes.
It's great.
Keeps me on. I love how like the irony of Non being like, yeah, it's great. And putting Nick and Non together, it turned out exactly as I thought it would. It's just like Nick being super chill and inadvertently enabling Non. Frederick just absolutely doing his best to
Keep us all like on track. Yeah.
and then just Rita being, it's like keeping everyone on track but being stoic with a very neutral moral compass, and then it's Rita's job to be the moral compass.
I love it. It's like it feels really balanced. I like usually I play a lot of campaigns of almost everyone being chaotic, so I love the dynamic of this group.
It's incredibly balanced, right? It's like
I like to
Yeah.
play very purpose-driven characters.
I appreciate it. It made my life a lot easier.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
It's-
lie, my character was literally just me for the most part.
same.
Yeah.
Just me, but more confused.
And
Yeah,
don't
I'm-
worry, you'll get more opportunity. Like this episode was kind of weird because you're wanted and you kind of shine when you're talking and like interacting with folks. So it's kind of a weird one.
Yeah.
No,
Honestly didn't
good.
think the role for the guitar bang was gonna be that effective.
That was kind of
That's
insane.
great.
Do you like how I was like, how do I piss off a guitar player as much as I can right now? Is what went through my head. I was gonna be like, oh, would they pass around the guitar to play? But I was like, no, that would be too obvious. But yeah.
I'd find some way to slaughter half the guards. It would happen.
Oh my gosh, I love how Frank is on your like hit list. now.
I really appreciate how like he already was perfectly willing to accept like that you were just a different guard with a mustache, but that wasn't enough. Like you couldn't just accept that like, oh yeah, okay, sweet. He's happy, he's not asking any questions. No, you had to be like, no. He's got to be in on my version of this.
That was pretty hardcore. And like I said, like so how I do the will rolls is I roll for them in advance, right? I'll roll with them and I'll give them like it'll be like plus 3 or something, right? And it'll be like that'll be your it's like a D10 like plus 3 or something.
Right, yeah.
And that'll be what you guys have to match. That guy just got a 1. Like Nick just went up like, yeah, I'm Frank's brother. And then I rolled and it was just a 1 and I was like, well, guess you're Frank's brother, Nick.
Yeah, all right.
Wait, did you roll in the background? I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, no, because I roll off screen so that because I can't show you guys all the rolls and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I rolled for like how much he'd believe you, and then if he'd rolled anything but a 1, I would have asked you to roll will, right, to convince him, like what Rita just had to do. But he rolled a 1, so he was just like, yeah, you're Frank's brother. He's talked about you.
That's funny.
That was so good. But yeah, no, like I said, don't worry. Session 1, everyone's getting to know each other. Now I have to try to make a full like climax and resolution in the next episode. So wish me luck.
We got this. We got this.
We got it. We got it.
Yeah.
We're just gonna get out of here.
Yeah, exactly. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I know. So I'll ask each of you because I know we have to end off soon as well. But so Frederick, as we'll start with you because you're the most experienced TTRPG player. What do you think of it? Like it's like I said, it was a little bit rail. Like even for me, I thought I was kind of railing a little bit too much just to push the story forward and stuff. But what did you think of it?
No, it's fine. It didn't feel too railroaded at all.
Awesome.
I think that, in certain situations, right, like you push it forward.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
That's just the nature of the beast. I didn't think that it was too bad in that regard.
Awesome.
I didn't think that was bad at all in that regard.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear. Yeah, because there's some for example, I could have very easily had combat sessions, but in combat sessions, fighting one guard can take like an hour if things go wrong enough. So I was kind of cutting those
short. If it goes wrong and people aren't familiar with
Yes.
the system, yeah.
So that's why I cut those short for season 1. And now,
Right.
So I'm glad. And now for everyone else. So like Nick, as far as you, like you said, you're kind of new to the thing, and you're kind of yourself and stuff. But I do want to say that don't worry. Future things, when you're not wanted and things get a lot easier, a lot more interactive. I do feel
Oh yeah,
bad,
of
though.
course. No, it's okay. It's just the way it's going right now. And what was it when I can't wait for other ones, and hopefully you're there for them too. I'd really like to try to play a character where I need to get into the character because I realized my first one's just a little easier for me to be me,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
I do have one character I'm like hyped as hell to try out, which is the
Awesome.
hat piloting the mannequin.
Yes, I can't wait for that. And I'm pretty sure that's for Jono's one, right?
I don't even know what's going on with Jono anymore. Like if we're still doing that, I'm sure he'll probably
Ask
get it
him.
going.
Yeah,
again,
he's
'cause
been kind
busy.
of tied up. Oh yes. Speaking of which, while I'm going through each of you, the reason I brought it back up and the reason I went back to each is because I wanted to ask if you guys had any announcements. I've jumped back to Frederick. Do you have any announcements or anything cool happening?
I mean, everything that I'm doing is just kind of in the pipe right now.
Mhm.
I just finished recording for the new Down the Rabbit Hole, so and
let's
then
go.
I finished cutting together section 1. Section 2 just needs like a little bit more time to cut together. So
That
I mean,
is
that's
exciting.
on the way, but it's probably still like at least a month out.
And
That's really
hats
awesome.
off. Hats off to anyone that's able to make long form content.
Yeah.
It is. I can tell you what the topic is. It is about a battle in Foxhole that lasted for over 3 days, real time.
Oh, awesome. Wait, that's cool. Okay, so yeah, go check that out. I'm gonna have everybody's names in the descriptions, so go check them out. And also, yeah, so go check out Frederick on his channel. And Nick, how about you? Do you have anything cooking? I feel you always have something cooking.
Cooking.
Yeah, I'm always taking over the world, Pinky. Let's see. What would I say? I'm like working on like like 3 collabs, and then like always new uploads, I suppose. But I'm also working on my video game is really starting to take off now. We got movement in the engine now, and
Yo, that's crazy.
now with my guy, like the guy who I got working with me, he created his own engine. So the guy's a monster, man.
wow.
I've seen a lot of programmers in my life. I've met a lot of really talented people, but this guy has been programming constantly since I met him all the way back almost 13 years ago. He's something else.
Oh.
Wow.
That's
Got a demo
insane.
going. Yeah, he got a demo going with everything I asked in less than a week. I mean, like that's
Holy
that's just
shit.
nuts.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
So like, you know, the only like it's me that's making the development process slow because I'm not able to get all the assets we need to get to the next part, and that's what's driving me up a wall. Is like I managed to retain a artist who worked in Stardew Valley's like mod scene. He's
Wow.
super talented, and he's made like mods. Basically, he created all the anime style portraits for Stardew Valley
Oh,
mods.
yo, yeah.
Damn,
I-
oh my
I used that
god.
mod.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So
so
he's
cool.
yeah he's gonna be my assistant.
Dude, that's crazy.
Cool.
Oh, I'm so hyped. So
Wow.
yeah, oh man. Oh, I don't even know where people can go to follow. I guess your Discord would be the best place to keep
Yeah,
up
I'm-
progress on that.
Yeah, like if anybody knows me, I'm like super secretive as a person. So like, you know, I just kind of show up when I have something, and I don't when I don't.
That's the mood, dude. All right, awesome. And then Rita,
Valid.
how did you find it? And do you have any announcements?
Yeah, it was super fun. This is really my first time doing this sort of like group set, this whole like TTRPG thing. So it's been really fun.
wow.
I've just been trying to keep up. Because I've seen a couple of campaigns here and there, but this is my first time being a part of one, and it's just really fun.
Congrats.
Kind of just
Welcome in.
thank you. Yeah, no, it's really exciting. So I appreciate everyone's patience and everyone's good energy. It's been a really fun learning experience, but also just a fun gaming experience as well. And I'm looking forward to the next one. In terms of things that I want to shout out, whether or not you're a fan of Zenless Zone Zero, I'll be releasing a original song that I worked on with Wonderiku and Luz. It's a rap cipher for the Cunning Hares.
Ooh.
It's a group of agents from Zenless Zone Zero. So if you're a fan of Zenless Zone Zero, maybe you're just a fan of like the golden age of hip hop. We got a lot of inspiration from like Gangstar, Run DMC, but also from the game itself. So yeah, definitely check it out. Whether or not you're a fan, we worked really hard on it. Yeah,
So
and I rap
cool.
as
That's so
Nicole
cool.
Demara.
Wait,
in
oh my
the
gosh, I
song.
love Nicole. All right. Super hype. Okay, awesome. Yeah, and everyone make sure you check out Rita as well in the description below. Keep an eye out for that. I believe you have a teaser out on
I
Twitter
do.
already, right?
Yeah, and we'll have more coming out soon as well.
Awesome.
But it's this
awesome.
weekend.
Oh, hype. Awesome.
Very nice.
And Non,
Uh,
how'd you find it? Do you have any announcements?
yeah. Like it was really fun. I love the pacing. I couldn't see it being like too railroady or anything at all. I think he did a really great job with showcasing all the NPCs and making it really fun and I love all the little side things like all the little guards talking to each other and stuff. Yeah, that's really fun. Yeah. As for announcements, all of my stuff is in the works, but it's my gen mate Naki Kamizuki's birthday week.
Oh, Naki.
So
Awesome.
yeah.
So guys, go check out Non in the description and check out Naki who's not in the description, but if one of my mods could find her link and pop it in the chat. But yeah, thank you everyone for coming. As far as announcements from me, I've got my Hayuro Konde cover coming. If all things work out. Yeah, it's really fun. I was just like, the moment I heard the sound, like I'm doing it. But so that's all announcements from me. But thank you so much everyone for coming. Let's get out of here. Let me look for someone to raid, and I'll go to my starting soon screen and then hit whoever I choose to raid with a raid. They're gonna be awesome. Whoever I so choose. I'm gonna let all these guys get some rest. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.